Dude, Papa Boom, what up?
Pop, pop, boom. Man, that intro gets me pumped to do this show, man.
Heck yeah, I love it, man. I always love looking at the new little clips you add in there too every week.
Yeah, little things. There's a little bit added from The Burning, where one of just you're like looking at the screen, some random kid gets killed, chest bursts. Come on.
Heck yeah, dude.
Heck
stuff. Yeah. The damn, bro, I had like the perfect intro to like what I was gonna say, a line from this movie, and I can't even remember it now. I was thinking of it when I was watching the movie, and it just totally thinking of.
You should have written it down, man. We're getting older. You know, you got to write it down.
You got it, bro. Damn, I got to do that next time. You're right. We got us a special guest tonight in the house, my man. Freaking Verno in the house, brother.
Yo.
Joining, bro.
Can't stay away. Can't get enough of the DHS, baby.
Yeah. Heck yeah, bro.
What up? This was wild. This was a wild one for sure.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a nice little change up. Robbie was the main one who suggested this, but this was one that we have been wanting to do. 1987's Blood Diner.
This is cleansing my palate from the last 2 weeks, gentlemen. So.
It's a nice little switch up, man. Just a little, nothing too serious, you know, just straight up fun. You know what I'm saying? Fun 80s cheese, you know, horror. So nothing better than to talk about this one on the fucking horror show, you know. Like I was saying behind stage, man, I just adore that freaking on the poster art. First they greet you, then they eat you, man. Love it, man.
The graphic design on it's amazing, right? That logo on the sign and like the moon and everything. Like when I was telling Mike to design the thumbnail, I was like, as long as it's got the sign and the moon and the tree, I was like, that's it.
Yep, that was the only, because usually he'll give me a couple like testers, and I was like, for that one you don't need nothing. This is the only artwork I've really seen for it, though. To be honest, I would kill for one of these shirts. I know one of my favorite like horror streamers or YouTubers, he has a shirt of this, man, and he's a big fan of it too, man.
I'd kill for a VHS, man.
Dude, that would be cool. Yeah. But I'm glad somebody put it out. Vestron, man, freaking that was their second one they released. Chopping Mall was first, and then Blood Diner. So that's pretty cool, man.
As far as the Blu-ray collection.
Yeah.
I think they originally produced this film too.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. Because
it was the company, and then it went away, and then this is like its revival or something. Yeah.
The direct to VHS. They haven't like put out any new movies. They just end up putting out some of their older movies they like did on VHS.
Yeah, or somebody bought their rights or whatever. I don't know, but it works. Whoever's putting these out, hats off to you. Hats off.
Seriously, and they're getting bigger, man. They're getting bigger because I feel like they had a little die down for a bit.
Yeah,
like I want to say,
whoever's doing it's doing the Lord's work, and by the Lord I mean Sheetar.
I feel like after maybe Maximum Overdrive, there was like a die down, and then Shivers came, and then the price changed because we were talking about this is like $20-$25 for the Blu-ray, and some people are don't like that so much. I feel like they don't like it because they're used to seeing the newer ones now for like 12 to 15, but I think it's worth it. They got good special features, and they might have been on a decline though. Maybe they were almost going out of business. I don't know for sure because between Maximum Overdrive and Shivers, price changed cut in half because Shivers was like $10, dude.
$10.
And then
if you're interested,
was the next one.
If you're interested in any of these movies, get them now because when this one is out of stock on Amazon, it starts shooting up to near $50.
Yeah.
So when they go out of print, they're going to be those things that you go, damn, I wish I would have bought that, like Dolls or From Beyond or Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 or something like that,
Especially something like this that's never gotten a DVD release. This is the only, besides you said the VHS, this is the only way you can get this on Blu-ray.
There's like a 6-pack DVD set that they put it on. That's its only appearance on DVD. Yeah. And it's on there with, you remember that movie like Fido with like the zombie that's like a pet?
I've seen that. It's like a 6-movie set.
Yeah, so silly.
You can't even rent it digitally. It's like the Super Mario Brothers of horror films. You couldn't. I had to get it bootleg.
Right? It was on Amazon Prime. I think it was on Shudder.
It was on Tubi. Yeah, it was on Shudder for a while.
But yeah, now it's gone.
I tried to do the Roku like we were talking about.
Yeah.
And it was one of the I didn't have it. I just downloaded the app, went to press play, and it says you can't watch this. I was like, they must want money somewhere.
Yeah, fuck Roku anyway. I just got informed earlier that on March 1st they're banning all adult content on Roku. So any of your porn streaming channels.
That's horseshit.
Yeah, so they're anti-sex worker. I don't know how I came across this news. Obviously on a website news somewhere.
Well, this movie is not anti-sex. That's for damn sure.
No. It's directed by a woman too.
I was impressed by that.
Yeah, freaking Asian woman, man. Back in 87 too.
This is the only film of hers I've seen, but I've heard of The Being.
Only done 2.
And I've heard of Night Patrol. Well, there's 3 right there.
Done 3?
Yeah, she's done like 4 or 5, I think, but nothing since. So it's a shame, man, because this is we always talk about how Stuart Gordon and Brian Usna get wild in their movies. Bruh. Come on. Watch Blood Diner.
Dude, seriously. Oh, crap. She did do Night Patrol. That's all I think she's done, really, is 3 things then. Wow.
There was one more thing after this. But
it says something about creature feature, but it says she plays herself. Maybe there might be something. I'm just not seeing it. But yeah, The Being though was her first movie, and that's a fun. I have not seen all of it in a while. I saw it all back in the day, I probably saw it on VHS or something. But I want to get that on Blu-ray. I've tried to watch it a couple times, and I always fall asleep during it. Not to say it's bad or anything. I just always put it on at the wrong time. So I've been meaning to sit down and watch that one, just because I love Blood Diner so much. But that one's just a creature feature,
Yeah, it looks cool. I looked into it while getting ready for this show, and definitely want to dive into her very short catalog because I'm familiar with Night. I'm familiar with Night Patrol, and I've just never seen it. And I think that was a successful film. So,
is there some pretty good special features on those Blu-rays you guys got? Behind the scenes stuff.
This one's got a great documentary with the first on-air interview that Jackie Kong has done in forever, if ever, about the movie and her intentions.
And there's a good really cool audio commentary on there as well.
Yeah, it's a good hour-long documentary or so.
Oh wow,
that's on there.
Yeah. And they go in. I think I watched it when I first got the Blu-ray, but they go back and talk to I don't know. Do they talk to both brothers? I know they talk to the
one brother's dead. One brother died 2 years after.
Hair. Oh, really? The dark hair. Yeah. It's the blonde, the more goofy brother. They talk.
Is that Georgie?
Yeah, Georgie.
I fucking okay. Before we're about to get into this shit, But is there any horror movie news you want to talk about, Dylan?
Yeah, I was gonna say I almost wanted to freaking not just go into it because it's just so good. But so I know you talked about it on the pop culture wrap up, and go check that out, guys, if you have not watched it already.
Station.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre is coming. The new one is coming out February 18th on Netflix, and they finally dropped a trailer. This was something I had I thought I've been following it since day one. It's had a shit show. They fired the directors. It's just been so up and down. They started the movie from scratch after they fired the directors because I guess the production company didn't like what they were filming, and they brought in some new guys. The only thing that makes me more excited for it is the trailer because the story looks garbage. It seems like they're copying off Halloween with instead of 40 years, it's 50 years that whatever the original chick from the TCM,
Sally, right?
Sally. Yes, thank you. And yeah, man, I don't know. It's Leatherface is 70. It looks pretty bloody, so that's the only at least I'm gonna get some bloody. I'm not expecting a great story, but it's the guys who produced Evil Dead, the remake, which I love. Not as much as obviously the originals, but for a remake, I fucking love it, and I love that they did their own thing with it. And they did Don't Breathe. And I like Don't Breathe as well.
I like that too.
Yeah. So it's not like they have shitty stuff under their belt, but I believe the guys that did that, they did the story, and then somebody adapted their story into a screenplay, and then they got these other guys directing it, if I'm not mistaken. So it's I don't know, man. I'm the trailer got me more hyped than I've ever been for it, but I'm not going in high expectations,
Move and you're canceled.
Yeah, that shit looks funny. And then he's just straight, you know what I'm saying? Goes up in that dude, and he's hitting the ceiling of the bus.
That's the one part where I got lively watching the trailer.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure they'll be like Dylan is saying. I'm sure there's going to be some good kills. They'll make it worth it. Hopefully, it's not a 2-hour movie. It doesn't take itself too serious. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm sure it'll be watchable, decent production quality.
And I'm sure that in 2 weeks, is that what we're going to do here on Dylan's Horror Show?
Yeah, well, you'll be that's your debut back, right?
So the triumphant return.
We did plan. Yeah.
Well, I criticized the movie unfairly, I think, in my wrap up because I said that I don't even the plot seems to be kind of thin and kind of something I'm not going to be really into, and the idea that Sally's been waiting so long for Leatherface to come back is so derivative of Halloween 2018, which is derivative of its original movie and H2O and other things, right? So but I think that was an unfair assessment because I forgot, because I had to dive deep in thinking about this. This has been set up already in the 90s. Oasis did a song, Don't Look Back in Anger. The line, so Sally can wait. That's what they were trying to let us know. Sally was still waiting for Leatherface. After all these decades, she's an old-ass woman who, in all honesty, would probably be near the end of her, enjoy your last, go round. Enjoy your last epoch here, right? And she's just been waiting for this one fucking moment.
That's funny. Is it the same actress?
Yeah, no. I think so.
No, she died.
Okay, I thought it was the same actor.
I thought it was too. But no, it's not. Alan Foray or something, and she was in Mandy. She's been in a few things because I thought the same thing. I'm gonna
looks so stupid, man.
She's no Jamie Lee.
No, yeah, that's another thing.
It's exactly like that though. So they just gave her a cowboy hat. I don't know, man. I'm not looking forward to it, bro. But
dude, it's an hour and 21 minutes.
Perfect. That's probably going to be the best thing about it,
dude. 10 minutes, or it's going to be wrapped up so quick. But maybe that will. Maybe it's perfect. But hour and 21 with credits. So that's maybe an hour 15 minutes. Let's say the credit, because Netflix may not do credits that. Maybe say 6 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I think that'd be fair. So an hour and 15. That's fucking short, though, man.
It is, man.
That's rare. That's almost that's an hour-long movie.
Watch it still overstay its welcome. I mean, it's barely longer than the original Frankenstein and Dracula films.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. It's the same length as an animated film, but a lot of horror films are in that 120 to 130 kind of.
Right, especially a slasher. You don't need all this.
Marilyn Burns played the original Sally, and she died in 2014. She was only 65.
Well, that sucks.
R.I.P.
No, they did this shit too late.
So then there is no purpose to even have Sally there. There's not.
Exactly. That's a big thing, right? I don't even. Maybe that they needed that to like give it, because maybe the characters were just like so boring that they're like, well, we need to bring just something to like kind of bring in the classic fans. They're like, we'll bring Sally back. You know what I mean?
They don't know what's
done that.
They don't know what the hell to do.
I know. I really don't think. I really think they don't know what to do. They just think, let's just get some cool chainsaw kills in there.
Well, obviously we know what to do. You know, I'm like, do direct sequels then. Do direct sequels set in period. Recast.
I'm into that.
You know what? Kind of like what Marvel's doing right now, where they got a Venom series that's like a '90s Venom series, and a Silver Surfer series that's like a '90s one, and a Spider-Man that's like a '90s. You know, they're doing that. Do that. Fucking do it. Like that bit in Halloween Kills let me know that they could do it.
Right.
They could capture something in a style, a nostalgia, a period. You know, those are period pieces now, man.
Right. Make it feel 70s. That's when that came out, right? 70s, right?
Yeah. What's 74 or something?
Yeah, 74.
Disney Plus, I guess, is doing a Goosebumps live action TV series reboot. I guess it's the same guys that did the Jack Black one, so it kind of bums me out because I want the original like vibe, like the original TV show. I still like Disney. If Disney Plus owns the Goosebumps, they need to fucking put a box set out for Goosebumps too, which I don't know if they do own because Netflix still has the whole complete series of Goosebumps. That was my shit as a kid, man. Like that actually still scared me. I still watch them to this day, you know. I love Goosebumps, bro. So I really hope they do something more in the line of like the books, you know, and not just like the Jack Black stuff. Those were fun, you know, but to bring in like new kids, but like I want stuff, you know, like I saw growing up.
My nieces they watch the old stuff and they love it. They always put it on.
Me and my baby brother, he's not a baby no more, but my youngest brother, like me and him watch that shit all the time. Like we getting fit, like getting the mood for like Goosebumps, and like we'll just throw on that all the time. Like after I got the update, man, I threw on like 2 episodes of that, bro. Like because it's just they're just so much fun, bro. I love it. Like just the intro and everything. That is my childhood. Like running home to go catch the after school TV shows, you know, like Goosebumps and fucking all that, and Dragon Ball Z, you know.
Night of the Dummy.
Hell yeah, bro.
Classic.
Werewolf of Fever Swamp, Night in Terror Tower.
I was more of a Fear Street guy.
Yeah.
But Goosebumps was a little bit, came out when I was, I guess, a little bit older in that range. But Are You Afraid of the Dark is something that's very similar.
Right.
Yeah. I like
my
shit. Afraid of the Dark as well. But
Snick.
Goosebumps was my jam.
Was there a Fear Street show, or are you just talking about the books, right?
I was thinking about the books.
Right, yeah. They were great. Nick's got, from Comic Culture, he's got like every one still.
Does he?
Yeah, he's got stacks of them.
Nick's so cool.
Sick. He's the coolest.
I have all the original Goosebumps books. I read the Fear Street from the library. I never owned them though. I always owned just like the original. Or it's probably not even the original. I guess just the Goosebumps, the original.
I'm going to buy a whole run of Fear Street books and be like, where the hell am I going to put these?
Right.
Like next to all these Star Trek novels.
Right.
Jesus.
Del Toro, Guillermo del Toro had a new movie. I don't know if it's necessarily horror. It's like 40s Noray and Nightmare Alley streaming on HBO Max and Hulu. It's like 2.5 hours. Bradley Cooper's in it. It was pretty good. It wasn't the greatest, but it was pretty good. I love Del Toro's like visual of shooting and like just the atmosphere he brings and the cinematography. He has a very distinguished, you know, like what is that, gothic horror vibe, you know? So it's cool to see him take that on like a noir level. It was fun. I don't know if I would go back and really watch it again. It's Willem Dafoe's in it as well, but it starts off like in a carnival and stuff, and then it kind of veers off and like does some other shit. But it's worth the watch. It's worth the watch, no doubt. Especially if you're a Del Toro fan.
Nice.
Did none of you guys watch it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Did you know it was out?
Nah, man. News to me, Dylan. News to me.
Hey. Well, that's what we're here for. Scream 6, Paramount and Spyglass officially order up another Scream movie. So we're getting a Scream 6, baby. Hell yeah. Same creators. I know Robbie doesn't care, but I
Ghostface dies tonight.
Matthew Lillard coming back. Matthew Lillard's coming back, baby. I'm telling you. We'll keep that one that one going in the community. And I guess you'll be able to pre-order the Evil Dead game starting next week. So
that Evil Dead game? Cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Like a PS4, PS.
I believe so. Yeah.
PS5.
I believe so. Yes, sir.
That's interesting.
Yeah, probably PS4, Xbox One, PS5. You know.
Nice.
But yeah, so I can't wait for that. It's gonna be like Bruce Campbell, I believe. You know. So that's cool. I'll definitely want to check that out. I think that's going to be more game-like instead of like, you know, the Friday the 13th game where that's like, you're just online killing people.
Right. Love that game, by the way. Love that game. Friday the 13th.
Yeah. Me too, dude. Me too. I'm really hyped for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game being made by the exact same company. So that should be cool. I think Peacemaker came out, not really horror, but that shit was awesome. 2 more episodes. I can't wait. Mandalorian, bro. I know it's not horror, but I just gotta say that shit was fucking bonkers, bro. And I cannot wait for the season finale next week. I can't believe they're only doing 7 episodes. But these last 2 episodes, bro, and this episode was directed by Dave Filoni. Dude, like, Robbie, did you see it yet?
No.
I got to catch up. I was hating it. I quit watching it after 3 episodes. Dude, but I hear good things about
the last 2 episodes because they're not even like really about Boba Fett. It's all like the Mandalorian kind. It's like Mandalorian season 2.5, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're not gonna go back and watch it, at least go back and watch 5 and 6.
No, I will. I will. I plan to.
But I get what you mean because they kind of like I liked the first 2 episodes and then it just kind of got real fucking goofy, man. Like. But these last 2 episodes were crazy. I like want to talk so bad, but what they did, like, so if you see Mandalorian season 2 and what they do with Luke Skywalker was good. But I'm telling you, what they do in this episode, it looked so fucking legit, bro.
Nice.
Like they got
I've heard some rumblings on the old interwebs. I've got an idea of what.
I'm just gonna say, everybody was hating this show, talking mad shit. They throw in some cameos. All of a sudden, everybody's saying Star Wars is saved again.
Dude, I wasn't talking shit like that. I was in it no matter what. I could with the little biker gang that was goofy. You know, I wasn't feeling that. It didn't like. I still like the Western vibe. I was in it no matter what. But dude, what they've done with the last 2 episodes is just insane, bro. I mean, really, like I feel like this was. Like Boba Fett, I don't think they're gonna do a season 2, so I really feel like this was just like Mandalorian season 2.5 and kind of leading in, you know, just to give us a break in between Mandalorian season 3. But dude, like how Luke looks, bro, like they literally could do like a fucking series of young Luke Skywalker after Return of the Jedi. Like it looks that good, bro. It was insane.
Well, apparently what everybody wants is goddamn just video games. CG goddamn characters.
Right. Okay. I mean, I've heard people saying that like they're saying they think that's their goal is to, and I was saying it years ago, if they had the technology, like I would be down for it. If they want to do a bit with just like CGI, Leia, CGI, Han, and Luke, if it looks good enough, I don't think we're there yet, but I'd be up for it. I mean, you know what I mean?
Sure.
I would, or I would be up for an animated Star Wars movie. I've said that forever.
Just recast.
Right.
Like, and honestly, I know we shouldn't always listen to the internet, but Sebastian Stan as Luke Skywalker, like that's pretty fucking spot on, pretty fucking spot on.
Either way, you're gonna have to do the voice for all these characters, and that's gonna be off regardless.
I don't care.
Right.
But I don't take Star Wars that seriously.
I did. I kind of don't now, but I was That's what brought me into the game, baby. I was like obsessed for a while, but I don't know. I'm more towards not really giving a shit about it as of recently.
One more item I had for news was there was this trailer for this movie called The Exorcism of God.
Watched it.
And that trailer sounded appealing. So I checked it out, and I mean, it looked decent enough. Looked like every other exorcism movie, which is all kind of trying to be better than The Exorcist. Nobody does it. The reason why Exorcist 3 works is because it's the psychological thriller, greatest of the 90s. But that's just a byproduct of what they were trying to do to distance themselves from the typical fare from The Exorcist. And so, like, I like exorcism movies since, like, The Exorcism of Emily Rose is one I really like, for instance. And I don't mind that they're doing the same type stuff, but they're trying to put a different spin on here. It's called The Exorcism of God. So I was like, ooh,
I saw that.
What's that mean? And I guess it just means that, like, I don't know what it means, but the trailer didn't give me anything new.
Right.
It just had once again, we talked about this with the Cursed trailer. Just had a bunch of quotes from people who have seen it going, this is redefining exorcism cinema. And I'm like, really? Because I've heard this shit before. Anyway, you guys said you saw it, so what do y'all think?
I saw the trailer. I thought it looks okay. Nothing that great. Nothing to write home about. Looks like the same shit as always. Right. I only watched the trailer once, so I would like to see it again. You know, I don't know. Like, we'll have to see. I wonder what that comment was like about that one priest when he's like, "You made it," and he's like, "I've been to hell." He's like, "I think I could make it to Mexico," or something. It's like, what does that mean? You've been to hell for real?
And that's the butler from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, so that's pretty fucking cool, actually. Yeah, I'll at least watch it for that. Yeah,
I'll give it a shot. What did you think of it, Bruno?
I mean, the same thing you guys are saying. There was nothing other than Jeffrey, I believe his name was, that really stood out. It seems like your basic exorcism type thing. It looked like it was a little girl or a youngish girl, right? So I don't know. They didn't give us hell of a lot.
Literally, one of the first shots you even see is the priest walking under a light pole to mimic.
Right.
And I'm like,
I didn't like that. Yeah, don't do that.
You can do it in the movie, but don't put it as the first image in your trailer. Because at first I'm like, I didn't think they had done the Exorcist reboot yet. I thought that was after Halloween Ends.
I was thinking. That's what I was like. I was like, is this what David Gordon Green's doing? That's why I was confused by it as well, because they were making it. Are they saying that it's like a direct sequel to the original or something? I wasn't sure what they were doing with that.
Mm-hmm.
No. So I think they're trying to say, here's what you've seen. We're gonna make it better.
Right.
Because all those quotes, all those pool quotes kept telling us, you know, whoa, like nothing I've ever seen. Those those movies don't usually work very well.
Right.
Yeah. I'm trying. Scream Factory has 2 new Blu-ray releases coming out. Did I talk about these? The Wes Craven Cursed?
We haven't talked about it yet, but yeah, Cursed by Wes Craven.
I couldn't remember if I mentioned that last week.
They're going through making sure his catalog's out there. I really appreciate that. That's cool.
Me too, man. Me too. And I know
even a lesser film like Cursed.
I know people aren't a big fan of that, but for I have a soft spot for that, man. I know, like, as I watch it nowadays, it's not as good, but I watched it. It came out when I was fairly young, and I was just so thirsty for werewolf movies that I was like, this isn't the worst thing I've ever seen.
At least you admit your thirst for werewolves.
Dude, I love werewolf movies, man. But Kevin Williamson and Wes Craven on it, like, you gotta give it some love. What was it? Rick Baker was supposed to be on the practical effects as well, but
they still credited him though, right? And he's pissed about that, man.
Yeah, and he says he has nothing on there, so it sucks, man. I wish they would have brought him. I forget the exact details, but there was a bunch of drama.
They wanted to shrink budget and shit like that. That movie had a lot of problems going on set, and that movie, think about it: Wes Craven, Kevin Williamson, Rick Baker, Christina Ricci doing a werewolf film in the mid 2000s.
Right.
That should have been like his
Joshua Jackson.
And ultimately it should have been like one of his finales, you know, like one of his final films, knowing unfortunately that he was going to pass away. But man, it's so God, his later part of his career, aside from like Scream 4, it's kind of weak, man. And he had to deal with a lot of interference. And it's so crazy. These directors, we talk about it all the time. Even Wes Craven, it's easy. You understand something like George Romero because he's someone that wouldn't work with the studios. He's someone that wanted to do it his way or the highway, and he took the highway many times, right? But like even someone like Wes Craven, even someone like John Carpenter, these people don't get people just throwing money at them to make a movie, and it boggles my fucking mind because in hindsight, look at how dedicated their fan bases are.
Right.
And it's wild, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Because people recognize it now when you latch onto a director. Like Christopher Nolan was able to, after a couple of movies, make his name. And now that dude, people will give him money to do whatever the hell he wants. I want to make a movie that goes backwards. I want to make a movie where time, like, okay. Can we read the script? No. Okay.
Read it backwards.
Here's $8 billion. Make your fucking movie. Who cares? Jesus. But back then, man, you recognized it. They recognized it with the Spielbergs, but I get it, man. Financially at the time, it's all about what you've done for me in that first week of box office, But it's a wild game. All right. While Dylan's away, I'm really going to have to stretch for horror and comics this week because there wasn't many at all. So these are all stretchings. Okay. But Hell Sonia, number 2, not really horror, but the cover's really cool, I think.
Cover looks horror.
Yeah. Then we got Spawn. It has vampires in it. Spawn 326. Dope cover there too. And Arkham City, Order of the World, issue number 5, the penultimate issue. This is pretty much kind of horror.
Oh,
it's Vertigo horror in the Batman universe using the C-list Batman villains, and I love this fucking book. So that's definitely for me the best horror comic of the week.
Nice.
I cannot wait till Red Room comes back in March. What?
Oh, for sure. Dude, I haven't even been able to get my comics yet. We had a wild winter storm up here.
Oh yeah.
And between that and training, I haven't been able to get over there.
What issue did Red Room get up to? Like the story arc end? Because I got 4. Oh, okay. Good.
4, and then this is a new number 1, trigger warnings.
Yeah.
And Ed keeps saying that the FOC was that weekend that the ransomware attack was. So this is going to wind up being one of those more under-ordered issues because a lot of shops weren't able to actually actively update their FOC.
Right.
Yeah, I was just wondering because I didn't know if I got all 4 issues or not because I told you I had that thing where some of my issues got cut off, but I think I did get all 4.
Free comic book day.
I didn't get the free comic book day, and I was mad about that because that's like on my pull, But
I've been organizing my collection, found my Red Room, got the Jim Rugg variant for 4. I'm going to hunt down all the Jim Rugg variants now, the homage covers.
That's nice.
Yeah, I got some of my books from my mom's. I gotta get the rest. I try to grab some of my horror box and stuff. I gotta get like my Donny Cates and stuff. I gotta found the thing.
Ooh.
Homage.
Yeah, I found all my Stray Dogs too, and I was like, damn, some of these are really expensive, and they're just laying in this box with no bag or board.
Yeah. As you see, mine doesn't have a bag or board either. But
I think it's that Friday the 13th one's worth pretty, or it was. I don't know if it is now. It may have died down.
Right.
But that's why they're doing that. That it was supposed to be a one shot. When Tony was on the show, he mentioned it was a one shot. Yeah, I love those covers.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And then they do all those damn exclusives. It started getting ridiculous.
There's a billion.
I wish I could have got that Evil Dead 2 one.
I think they're doing a book, another probably $5-6 book with all of those homage covers to it. I'm down for that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's really what I want. I just want to be able to look at them because they're really, really cool. Mm-hmm. And Tony's doing some really good ones. That's my favorite. Tony's doing some really good ones over at Dynamite. For Dynamite, the new Dynamite book, where it's like the zombie book Dynamite or whatever. The first one is an homage to the original Mummy poster from 1932 with Boris Karloff.
Oh, sick,
yes,
dude.
Bruh.
Dude,
come on.
Hell yeah.
Come on.
I thought Noctera was going for some bucks, so I grabbed my issue 1 of that, but it doesn't look like it's really going for much right now.
It's because it's the Scott Snyder #1. Image made it returnable, so like there's plenty of #1s.
Right.
Was something that's killing the children? Did that end on 20?
21.
Yeah, but it's coming back.
Was it 20?
21.
Yeah, they're all 5-issue arcs.
I'm just making because I want to make sure I got all of them, dude. Because that's another one I got cut short of, and I never got my House of Slaughter issue 1.
Don't worry about it, bro. To be honest,
I don't. Yeah, I got my issue 1 of Something That's Killing the Children.
Plus, it's like the most ordered comic from Diamond of 2021, so that's everybody's gonna have that.
I want to get.
That's gonna be that Death of Superman foil cover or whatever. It's gonna be like the shit that everybody's bringing back to the shop in 20 years, being like, "Come on, you got to tell me this is worth something."
Right. You're right, by the way. You're 100% right. It ended at 20. But people thinking that, it's like, sometimes people just crack me up like, oh, Something's Killing the Children 1 got so expensive. I bet it's going to happen with House of Slaughter. It's like, obviously it's not. Like, duh.
Yeah.
Like,
people are doing it. They're doing it again with Walking Dead Deluxe.
Right.
And I'm like, do you think they're going to do another show? Like, I think it's done for a while.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. I honestly haven't. I don't even have a poll no more, Two Gun. But like, I started dying down, and I cut my list like down to 5 titles, and then like I came back in there, and he's like, "Yeah, I stopped pulling these for you." I'm like, dude, like, I'm on issue 3 of this 5-issue miniseries. Like, now I just missed that. Like, and I had no idea he stopped. So I was like, dude, like, now I just bought 3 issues, and I'm not gonna get the last 2 issues. You know what I'm saying? Like. Stupid shit like that, or like the Batman Tinian, it just got cut off. Luckily, I got my Something Is Killing the Children. It was just annoying, bro. Like, so I was like that. I still got. I don't even know if he has my Puppet Master figures, bro.
Many reliable places online, brother. If you can't find one locally,
a lot
of good places online, and I know somebody too. But
I fucked up and I didn't go in there for like a month. But at that point, I'd already talked to him, told him that my money was tight, and then I cut it down to literally like freaking 3 to 5 titles. And I was like, I just want to get these. And still, like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. I was a little bummed about that.
My shop
just like took me out of it.
They won't even let me do polls. Really? I don't have. I can place orders and they'll give. Dude, it's fucking insane. I don't talk shit anymore about it because now he listens to my show and we're buddies now and everything. He gives me the Marvel books a day early because I do the show, you know, because I'm reviewing them and everything. But still, I can't just be like, I want X-Men every time without ordering it. It's like, no, we don't do that. It's like, what the fuck do you mean? That's so
wild. That's one of the guiding factors in knowing. That's one of the guiding factors in knowing what your audience wants, especially before a book comes out. Because, man, it is so difficult sometimes to gauge how many copies of 10 Lives of Wolverine should I buy? Right. Should I copy over my Wolverine list? Because half of those people are going to be pissed that this random weekly book's in their box now, and the other half's going to be pissed that they missed it. Do I add it to upwards of numbers of, say, like Hickman's X-Men or Inferno or big events? Like, is it going to be a big event? Is it going to be something nobody? Oh, how many covers? 10? Well, that doesn't make it fucking easier. Do you know what I'm saying? Because then people are going to be pissed they missed the cover. Oh my God, they force us to over order so many times because we're afraid to miss out, and you just don't know. And so it's amazing to me that, like, at least when you advertise and market at your shop, hey, this book's coming out. Do you want it? Let us know. Let us know if you want it. That guides our ordering. Like so we can know, because otherwise we're like clueless. We're just like, how many people want, like it was a gamble when we ordered pretty heavy at my shop on Red Room #1.
Yeah.
Just based on the idea that I was really into this book and I thought I could push it. We sold out first week, got a restock, sold out again. So, but it's hard to gauge that shit, man.
That's crazy. That one, because that I feel like would have such a mixed.
I was dedicated. I was like, I'm going to commit to this, and I'm going to sell every fucking one.
That's fun. Yeah. See, I would enjoy doing that. I would like your job. My guy, he doesn't have. I don't think he reads comic books for the most part. You know what I mean? He's like a 60-year-old dude. I don't blame him. He's probably like over it in a lot of ways, but yeah, he's never been like, dude, you should check this out. Like, never.
a lot of them will still like get books, but they're just so behind. They'll like, I have like a couple titles I pulled, but I'm just so backlogged, as a lot of people get.
Right.
But man, I wish I had Robbie's job because I'd still be reading comics like every day too, because like that's a big thing. Like I was just running out of space. Like I had no room in my room at my mom's. So like now if I had the money, I'd probably start going back and buying like a couple titles, but you just lose room. So like Robbie, he can like read everything, but he doesn't have to keep it all. You know what I'm saying? He could keep like one, you probably keep 5% of the stuff.
Well, for new comics, I don't buy all the new ones I read, obviously.
You really like, and then a lot of times you give them away in the PCP mystery boxes.
I'll do that and things like that. And there's a lot of times where you just be like, you know what, this was cool at the time, but now I don't really want to hang on to it or whatever. Right, and you're making room, but then you wind up like getting obsessions. Like I have this obsession right now, man. I made an order the other night. I want every goddamn Youngblood book ever published. Like, why? I don't know, but like, I can't just go to my shop and find all that because we've been dumping that shit in dollar bins for years. So I'm not digging through dollar bins trying to find a Youngblood run. You know what I'm saying? So I'm buying shit online. Just so weird. Anyway, what was the point? What's a backlog, bro? Who knows?
I have no idea. Joram says 60 is old. It's like, older than me.
So, Blood Dynamite, guys, 1987. Robbie, was this your first time watching this?
No.
Did you see this like for the first time recently though? Maybe like the last few months?
Yes, it was I think it was at the end of last year or the beginning of this year. I watched it. It was just like 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Right. And I watched it online. I think it was either on Tubi or Amazon Prime or something. It was somewhere and I watched it. And at that time, the Blu-ray was out of print, or not out of print, but it was unavailable at Amazon, right? Yeah. It was out of stock.
It goes in and out all the time.
And so it was up pretty high. So I watched it there, and I really liked it. I thought it was pretty wild. I had a lot of fun. I think I was drinking wine that night, and I was watching it by myself with my cat. And so when it came back in stock, because I had it on my wish list, and what I do is I have like physical media goals, right? Say there's a certain director, a certain film series, something like that I want to get. I'll put them all on my Amazon wish list. And pretty much daily, like if I'm just taking a dump or something, I'll just look at my Amazon wish list. And sometimes I'll notice that one of them is like 25% cheaper than it was when I first put it on the list. And it helps me be able to scope out good deals on what I'm actually trying to collect, like having a goal. It's kind of like with comic books or action figures or anything. If you're just buying anything impulsively that seems cool, you just wind up with a bunch of shit and no clear purpose to it. And I've dealt with that many times in my life, right? And so anyway, this one day it came back and it was like 20 something bucks. I had a coupon was attached to it, so I snatched it up and I watched it again since then. And then I watched it this week with my girlfriend. She had never seen this movie. And her reaction throughout the movie was kind of making me nervous because I was like, is this the one that's going to break it? Like, is this because she watches so much wild shit with me and she's down for all of it? And I was like, is this going to be the one? Because, man, it's got a lot of nudity. It's got a lot of ridiculousness. It's dumb as fuck. And it's got like at least three Hitlers in this fucking movie, right? For no fucking reason. Okay. So it's out there. She loved it. Nice. She got it. She understood the camp aspect of it. This is a fucking awesome movie, bro. Like I was so excited to visit it because it scratches all those itches. Like sometimes, especially when you've had a bad day or when you're just trying to have some friends over and have a good time, or if you're just trying to like kick back and relax and not really think of it. You don't want to watch Schindler's List. You don't want to read Mouse. You want to watch fucking Blood Diner. You want to watch something that's got human bodies, beautiful in front of you, being torn and rent asunder, goofy ass shit, fun, music. Like this movie, fun is the only way to describe it. They know what movie they're making. It is stupid. It is a B movie intentionally. Bad acting. I don't think the acting is bad intentionally, but I think that putting the actors together, picking those actors, I think that's intentional, right? everybody in this movie is pretty much either a member of some band or a part of the scene in LA at the time or whatever. It was very hastily put together with no money. But Jackie came in and she meticulously planned out everything and caused what could have been a tremendous just clusterfuck into what I think is an incredibly brilliant movie that's actually trying to say some shit. And what is it trying to say? We'll talk about that a little bit more later, but it's also number one, just trying to be an incredibly fun, irreverent, and edgy movie, but it's not like trying to be edgy. It is edgy because the people making this movie are making a movie with no rules. And they were like, we're not going to submit to a rating. So like from the get-go, they're George Romeroing it with this one, but it is also just intentionally goofy. It is so fucking funny. Great effects, great kills, great humor, good performances for what they are and what they deliver. Overall, I fucking love this movie, man.
That's why Vestron is fucking awesome for putting this out, and direct to VHS, like not rated either. Like, dude, that's awesome. Dude, this movie to me, it's like a cartoon horror movie in a way too. You know what I mean? Just like it defies everything. Verna, though, this was your first time watching this ever today or last night, whenever I believe you watched it today, you were telling me. But what the hell did you think about this, my brother?
This is the first time I'd ever heard of this movie. Yeah. So I don't think this was one that was on USA or TNT much growing up. But I'm really glad that I did because first of all, I put it on and I was like 10 minutes into it. And I knew what it was. I knew it was a horror comedy. And I was like, I don't even fucking feel like watching it. You know what I mean? I just wasn't in the mood for it. I'm like, I think I'm going to turn this. I think I'm just going to skip Dylan's Horror Show this week. And then it got to the part where dude's in a Ronald Reagan outfit. He starts, we got all these breastises flopping around, jump jacking cheerleaders. And I was like, all right, I'll watch a little bit more. And I got about halfway through, and I wasn't that into it. Not that into it, but I was like, okay, I'm getting it. And I ended up, I was tired, so I shut it off halfway through. And I was just going to finish it today and then decide whether or not I wanted to do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I went back and I started at the beginning, and I fucking loved it the whole time. Like I was more awake, more alert, more in the mood for this kind of a movie. And I was more prepared for what it was. And just, it's hilarious. It's ridiculous. The actor, like I love a lot of these characters in here. It's funny what you say about them being part of the scene, because that just makes sense. I was literally trying to figure out if one of them was one of the Jacksons. I'm like, is that Janet fucking Jackson? Is that LaToya?
I thought it was Tootie from Facts of Life, man.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. I had a ton of fun with it, but like Robbie, what you were saying with your girlfriend, like as soon as I started it, because my girlfriend, my fiance, she's not as down for everything. You know what I mean? I watched like a few minutes of it. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to have her watch this with me. She's not going to enjoy this movie. I guarantee it. So it's 100% not for everyone. You know what I mean? You've got to have a very open mind. And like we've been saying, you got to be in the mood for this one. But I'm glad I watched it. It's a ton of fun.
It feels exploitative at first, right? And then you start, you find out, say, after the fact, or maybe you go into it, but you realize, okay, it's not an excuse that a woman directed this, but there are points trying to be made. Like, that is such a weird bit where they're like, we were supposed to be the first aerobic cheerleaders. Well, we'll just be the first nude aerobic cheerleaders. Like, and then, okay, I, in the 90s, because I bought it at a Suncoast at the mall, I had a nude aerobics VHS, right? And on the bonus features to this, one of the dudes says that somebody comes and has him sign a nude aerobics VHS, and they're like, we made this because we watched your movie.
No way.
That's hilarious, man.
Legitimate, like, aerobic video, but in the nude. But that's the thing, in the 80s, aerobic videos were like, they were hot. It was a big thing. Like, they were like advertisements for it on TV all the time. It would be on in the morning, it'd be on all weekend. Like, just people doing aerobics and shit. Like, it was a huge ass fad. And so they're making comments on things like that, which is wild, because it's satirical. It goes into satire.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's in the In Search of Darkness, Jackie Kong says, Well, no, the female nudity never bothered me because I'm a woman.
Right. Like, it never bothered me because I'm a man.
Yeah, so it shouldn't bother anybody, right? I'm an equal nudity, right? Like, if you want to throw some schlongs in there, I'm cool with that too, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm cool with it. And whatever. I don't have to defend myself. But you guys get what I'm saying, man.
If you want to see schlongs, then watch Pam and Tommy.
I'll be honest, because of the nature of the film, I didn't even think about a theme. It never even crossed my mind to like, oh, this might be saying something. And I know what we do, but I didn't even think about that. I'm gonna have to let that rattle around in the back of my brain for a bit.
Start thinking about some of that outlandish stuff and like the fads and trends of the day, especially in California.
Right. That's so funny.
I think I could just give you a hint. Overall, maybe a criticism or a satirical look at Hollywood.
Right.
At LA.
There's a serial killer running around with a cleaver in his right hand and his genitals in his left.
Yes. They let you know from the get-go this movie ain't tripping, man.
Right.
Oh my God, I love it, bro.
What do you think, Dylan? Let us know.
Oh man, dude, I've loved it since day one, bro. Like, it is absolutely hilarious. I remember seeing like the VHS cover as a kid. But then like I remember coming back and seeing a reviewer talk about it, one of my favorite YouTubers, like, that really made me want to do like horror reviews. Freaking my boy Jason from Sinister Cinema Reviews, and he adores this. He's the one who I said had like a shirt of this, and I watched it, man, and I was like, because I recognized the cover, and I just fell in love again, man. I'm like, I remembered liking it, but I remembered like nothing from when I was a kid. I probably just bought, even though when you were young, you just grab stuff because of the cover, but dude, I adore this movie, man. It is just so funny, bro. It's so quotable. Like the chick that's fighting the dude on the beach, like full bush, bro, and you think she's about to get her ass like beat and killed, and literally she whoops on Georgie.
Dude, you can't predict this movie.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, when Georgie runs the biker over, bro, like 100 times, bro.
It's like so a 5-minute scene,
it's
man.
So funny. Just like riding in the car, and he's just
Mambo, Mambo.
Like, dude, it is
hysterical.
And then you got who I forget what the brother's name is, the more like handsome and more.
Is it Michael?
Guy. Michael, I think it is. And then they got their crazy uncle that's in like a brain and eyeballs in a jar with a little speaker on top. Like, it is just
Uncle Anwar, right?
Yeah, it is just out of this world. And
you're two buffoons. We got to make the blood buffet.
Yeah,
you pull your thumbs out your asses and get to work.
When they go seek out that like what is it? What are those called? Like the researchers that are like digging for bones and stuff, or like artifacts, archaeologists. And she's talking about people who like worship Sheetar, and then that black detective is like, it's worse than like a serial killer, like a religious serial killer or some shit like that. And I was like, shit, kind of real though,
That archaeologist lady was so turned up, man. She was like, This is my chance. She's like, there could still be people that worship Sheetar across the country.
Right. I love they're talking about this 5 million year old. Like, there weren't fucking people 5 million years ago. Like, they didn't have their facts straight there. I love that.
Now I know. Now I remember my intro, bro. I was gonna be like something like, "You ain't seen a movie like this." Or what did I say? I was gonna say something like, "You haven't seen a movie like this since 5000 BC" or some shit like that.
I was good when you led into me. I was thinking about just sitting there with my tongue out like that creepy ass fucking cop. Like, what was he doing hitting on that chick? What was that? I was like, the creepiest part of the whole movie.
Shows his ass and then she whips the burger at it and then he like farts. I love too when you got like I don't know what he is, but the main detective or the head like officer that's running, he looks like
the chief or whatever.
The chief, yeah, and he's got like the badge on the front of his thing just to let you know he's a cop, because otherwise you'd think he was like a insurance salesman or something. I swear to God. And then like the other guy who's kind of like the suave supposed to be ladies' man, or hitting on his partner, but just can't pull nothing.
Yeah, the dumbest lines, man. I loved it.
This is the guy with the tongue. It's like, what the fuck was that?
Oh, that's the guy with the tongue.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about that scene with Georgie.
When he meets the Jackson detective, he just sits there and starts sticking his tongue out in weird ways. Yeah. It's like, you can just tell they were just like, just do whatever you want. Just be weird.
Yeah. So we got this serial killer that we're going out. And it seems like maybe it has something to do with your situation. And then it's that fucking racist white dude and his young ass wife, and she keeps screaming every time she says that dude's name. Oh my god, this movie is so fucking awesome.
What about like when every time that the Suave guy tries to give say oh, I think it might be the Burger Maniacs or something, and the chief's he's like, what the fuck are you talking and he just goes and just socks him in the stomach.
I'm sorry, too far.
He's like, you're a great detective, man. You're great, one of the best I've ever seen. And then he'll go he'll be like, shut the hell up,
this is the best bitch veggie burger I ever had, and I've tried every single one of them.
Vitamin C.
Vitamin C.
You can call it vitamin though.
And when he's like, man, why are you watching them homos wrestle around? And then Georgie starts choking and vomiting everywhere. And then Michael's like, it's on the house. He's like, you best believe it's on the house. He's like, I gotta start from the beginning now.
I gotta start all over.
I gotta start over.
Just sits there all day eating, just
and that's another thing, man. A criticism on fad diets, right? Like every restaurant in this bit is a vegetarian restaurant, right? And you got this fat ass who's eating there all goddamn day thinking he's eating healthy.
I know everything there is to know about veg burgers. I go to every health restaurant in town.
Yeah, and of course, for some reason, they're feeding people literally just deep fried fingers with bones and everything. And people are like, what is this, carrot?
Eyeballs and the olives.
That's one of my favorite bits where the IRS guy wants to look at their books and they're out of food. He just, oh, you know what? Come back here. That's classic.
Dude, yeah, that is a good one. What about the guy who's getting bought out or basically losing all his business because of them? And then with the ventriloquist.
This is an origin for the next Batman movie, I bet, man. This is a prequel. God. Come on.
He just sprays the dummy in the face, actually thinking the black woman's hitting on him.
The first time you watch this movie, you're like, could they not afford another actor?
I
was so confused the first time I watched this, man. And then you see his mouth move, and you're like, oh, he's so lonely. Yeah. And that's what Jackie Kong says in the documentary. He's like, it's just a guy who's so lonely. Apparently that bit was written for an actual actor. She said, let's just make it a dummy and make him a ventriloquist. Because what's more sad than a lonely guy whose only friend is his dummy? And
I'd give my right hand for that recipe. As soon as he said that, I knew. I was like, just with how the movie is, I was like, they didn't say that for no reason.
Gave both
He's
hands.
losing that hand.
Right. He's driving the car all ridiculous. Well, and then the cop is talking to the dummy, which is I thought the same exact thing. I'm like, oh, this is funny. They just you know what? Well, let's not get an actor. Let's just put a dummy there and we'll just do this stupid voice for him. I didn't realize the guy was doing ventriloquism either.
Don't do it, Stan.
There's a bit. I don't know if anybody's ever seen the show The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, but I fucking love that show. But I think it's that, so Kimmy, I think, goes to somebody's, it's her boyfriend or something. It's a love interest. She goes to the family, and there's a really old lady there, and it's played by a puppet. Just randomly, no explanation. She's just a puppet.
Oh my god!
And this shit that just cracked me up, man. So it kind of reminded me a little bit of that. But
what if they got it from this? I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked either, man.
That's hilarious, man. That is so funny. That is one of my favorite parts. It's oh my god. And then the black chick is actually saying, she's like, for you, honey, I'll get on my hands and knees.
I think her name is Shiva in the movie, right?
She's
Shiva?
gorgeous, that's for sure.
She does look like a Janet, like a Jackson's brother.
Shiva. That's what it is. Shiva.
That goes good with, I guess, the Sheeta.
Lynette LaFrance is her name.
That was one thing I always thought was just weird, though. Sheetar, how she looked. I wasn't the craziest about that. I don't know if that's kind of how Sheetar maybe looks. But what about hey girl? How he's like, before I put my big fat sausage in you, what's your name?
I love that bit at the end. So, and I love the bit too where Anwar's like, well, Your knockers are so beautiful. I wish I still had my schlong and I could show you the real meaning of machismo.
I wonder if this was the origin of schlong. Like, you know what I mean? Like, is this who's the first person to say schlong?
I thought it
was Beavis and Butthead, but it turns out no.
I think it was for me. It was Beavis or Wayne and Garth, right? Beavis and Butthead or Wayne and Garth,
right? Might be.
No, they went swing,
swing,
schlong,
swing and a swing. Yeah, man, that shit is just absolutely.
I heard, by the way, just today, my buddy Mike sent me a message. The band Zack Attack, Zach Morris and his friends, the band Zack Attack. It's pulling their music off of Spotify in protest to Joe.
Those sons of bitches. We got to take that Rogan down. Rogan dies tonight.
Yeah, I do. Maybe they should watch Blood Diner, because here's a question I want to pose right before I have to dip and take a piss. They could not make this movie today.
Oh, fuck no.
No way.
I think they couldn't make it then, right?
They couldn't make the trailer for this movie today.
There you go. Okay.
Maybe Scarp had invented schlong.
Fair enough.
I like it.
Scarpad's dad.
This movie is so ridiculous, and they're throwing things in there intentionally to be like, I don't know if it's irreverency or if it's like some kind of trying to be subverting, but it's like, just like the Hitler bits. Like, that was the first thing I was like, after the movie, the first time I watched it, I was like, I really love that movie, but what's with the Hitler stuff?
Jimmy Hitler, the wrestler.
Right.
Jimmy
and
Hitler.
then the two band members, and they're just like, just going to town. And like, there's a bit about it that seems, it's weird. And maybe it's a comment on how, like, I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that either.
Mm-hmm.
But that whole band is a weird fucking bit. This movie is just
what is that song do? Shake
after bit,
shake it up.
Right? It's a bit after bit after bit after bit after bit. Right? That lead singer, no matter what the hell's going on, that band's gonna keep going.
And it's unconventional. It's not like that's a good example of it. They don't like pay that off. They just have it there. They don't explain it. Like, a lot of the jokes, they're not even timed in a traditional way. They're just there. I don't know how to word it or explain it, but it doesn't have a normal, like, comedic timing to it. It's just purposely odd and and fucking disturbing.
Man, he hooked you up right
there.
I
see that. 69. All right. It's Yiddish. Schlong.
Yiddish.
Fair enough. Manny on the Wikipedia.
Oh, heck no, man. You ain't lying. When the fuck was Blood-Sucking Freaks made, Scarphead? Wasn't that in the 80s too? That's another, bro. Like, that shit is fucking wild, bro.
Dude, you said you came across this as a kid. Like, how did you see? You might have said it and I just didn't hear you.
I think I just saw the VHS. Like, I'm pretty sure I saw, like, I always remember, like, this cover looked familiar, and I remember, like, seeing it at a VHS store.
Okay.
Renting it. I didn't really remember, like, the movie that say. It was just the poster, because, like, a lot of times, like, when I was a kid, I would rent, like, you know what I'm saying? There wasn't commercials and stuff like that. So, like, a lot of times I would just go there and they would have, two older movies for $1, and then you'd have the newer movies that were a little bit more. So a lot of times I'd be able to get, like, say, like, one new movie, and then my mom, like, depending on how, she was doing, she'd be like, you could get 2 old movies or 4 old movies. So, you know what I mean? Sometimes I'd grab, like, 2 horror movies and 2 comedies or something, and this was just one I remembered. Maybe I didn't watch it. Maybe I just remember seeing the VHS. I don't know if I 100% watched it, but I've seen it. Like, if I didn't see it as a kid, I definitely remember seeing the VHS art as a kid in the video store. But I saw this probably years ago, closer to when, maybe like 5 years ago. Then,
I mean, the whole idea, like, everything's brand new to me. Like, I don't ever remember seeing the cover. Anything. By the way, at my store, it was the 6 for $6 deal. So we'd always go get 6 old movies for $6. And it was only on the weekends. Yeah, that's what. And to your point, like, I've brought it up before on this show, I think, but it was Sleepaway Camp 2. That was the one we would. Oh, that's just it's like a cover buy these days.
Yeah,
It's always stuck out.
Sleepaway Camp 2 with like the Freddy and Jason.
Right.
That's what like they didn't have, like we couldn't just like if we were still going to the video stores, or when we see a movie, we can just look up the trailer like on YouTube. You couldn't do that back then. So I would look, and then if the cover looked cool, sometimes I'd fucking pick up a cover. It looked so cool, and the movie was absolute dog shit.
Oh yeah.
But a lot of times you found some really cool ones, because a lot of times they knew you hit them with the good poster art, and that's how they're coming in for the movie. And then sometimes with the shitty movies, they knew like the poster's better than the damn movie. So, that's just how we're going to make some money back. But,
it's the same thing for comics, man. I mean, it's so important. The covers.
Even as a kid, exactly, the covers, that's what reels you in. But, I wouldn't even got this as a kid, even if I did watch it. So like, it's one that I'm glad I like definitely found in my later years, because it's fucking awesome, man. And I just as a kid, it would have went over my head. The comic, I would have just thought it was kind of stupid, depending, like if I was 13, I might have thought it was hilarious with the boobs and all that, but I probably came across this when I was like 18,
Well, as a kid, I mean, it's like softcore porn. Yeah. I'd have been watching this on a loop.
Yeah, my parents were very liberal with what I could watch from the horror section, but I would not have been allowed to watch this one.
Right.
Like very early on, as soon as the cheerleading scene started, they would have been like, "Robbie, you can't watch this one."
That looks like it hurts too.
Basket Case is a fucking another crazy one.
Yeah, that one is one that still bothers me. And Entity, and like I've only seen that movie one time. It's very effective. It's very. Is that out of print? It's not hard to find, is it?
No, you can, because Two Gun bought me the Screen Factory release.
I want to get it because that movie is very effective.
That's one,
and so it's uncomfortable to watch sometimes.
That's probably one we'll do for March Madness. I'm thinking I got to figure out what date, but that's probably because I know Two Gun bought me that so that we could review. So that's definitely one I want to get to before I forget about it. Because we just get, sometimes I'll like put it there and then I get.
Well, we already know 2 of your 4, so all you got to do is come up with 2 more, Dylan.
What was the other one?
Midsummer. You said you were doing Midsummer.
Oh yeah.
So you should tie one in to From Beyond for sure. Maybe Dagon or something.
What's the From Beyond? Is that the Stuart Gordon one?
Yeah, we're doing that's PCP. So that weekend you should do.
Oh, for some reason I thought you were doing like From Beyond, the Italian horror movie.
That's The Beyond, man.
Is it? Okay. All right. Oh yeah.
Anyway, y'all have any favorite characters from this movie?
Dude, probably freaking maybe Georgie or Uncle Anwar. Honestly, there's not like too many characters, or the freaking ventriloquist. I'm sorry if I'm taking them all. Hey, let me think. I'll give you one. Probably the ventriloquist, man. Like I love it. Like Georgie's just so over the top, goofy, like just making them crazy faces. But dude, like the ventriloquist. Don't do it, Stan. Don't do it, Stan. Just like spraying like freaking like Lysol in his face and shit. Like, honey, I'll get down on my hands and knees for you. Like there's just like that is just like the craziest thing. Like, and I thought the same thing. I was like, did they put an actor like just give like because they were so low budgeted that they just like put a dummy in as in place of a real person. So
I wish that was the case. I honestly wish he wasn't a ventriloquist and that was just a character.
You might not know. Not everyone probably would notice it the first watch. It's a little obscure, but they do make a point where you can kind of see him moving his mouth.
Even when he's getting attacked. They're there in the restaurant beating the piss out of him. He's still doing his ventriloquism. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he ain't right. There's a lot of people in this movie that ain't right.
Yeah, it is fucking.
What about you, Verno?
I'll go, and this is the guy. Like, I didn't care for Georgie when I first watched it, and for whatever reason, when I watched it, in its entirety, when I rewatched the whole thing, Georgie just cracks me up. So over the top, and he's like he has more fun killing people than anybody else in the history of cinema. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Probably it'd be pretty much a terrible actor. I don't think he is an actor. You know what I mean? It just seems like some dude. But yeah, I'll go with Georgie, man. They do the wildest stuff with him, And a couple of my favorite scenes with him, we already mentioned when he's running over the dude in the car. That just cracks me up. And that's like his solo moment to shine. But also when he grabs the bouncer, he throws the bouncer out in front of that car. He gets run over. The guy's like, all right, you guys go in and have a good time.
Everybody's okay? Like cheering. Everybody's cheering. Like, yeah. Like not like horrified by it.
Right.
Hey, Jason, you get up, bro. You okay? Are you okay?
What I love is that every time, like, he keeps getting built up to be this like tough ass dude, right? But then he goes into the wrestling ring and gets his ass fucking beat. And then when he's trying, you think he's about to kill that very vulnerable woman who's completely nude, and she just kung fu's his fucking ass. And she just kicks his ass. He gets his ass kicked twice. They build him up to be this big dude. And then he just gets his ass kicked when it matters. It cracks me the fuck up, man.
Oh, when he beats up the fat guy too, like in the restaurant, and he just keeps coming back. Like they never like say nothing about it. Like it just keeps whooping his ass.
Well, it's the best some bitch damn veggie burger he's ever had, and he's had every single one.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
You guys took some good ones. I'll go ahead and be like Michael Tutman. I really, really liked.
He seems the most professional. I'd say.
He's playing it so straight, and he's so handsome, and he's suave, and I don't know. There's something is so doofy his performance, but at the same time, it's so earnest and innocent. It's like they don't know any better. This is how they were raised. This is how they worship. This is their purpose. This is what they're supposed to do. His brother seems to enjoy it. He's just doing what he's supposed to do. And he is responsible for my favorite kill in the movie, which is the most outlandish kill in the movie. And there's a lot of great kills in this movie. But dudes, that damn deep fried one, deep fried head. First of all, it's such a horrifying bit. And then they make it comedic because then her head's just a fucking donut.
And then how about when the literally knocks it off, and then the other girl's like trying to bang Georgie in the room, and then like doesn't even know, like you just hear the head rolls by him, or the fried head. She's like jumps up, doesn't see her doesn't know really anything's wrong. She's like, man, she's in trouble. I gotta go. Just totally gets out of it. And he's like, she's fine. Doesn't notice the head or anything, but then sees Michael just like ripping her guts out, and she's like, Georgie, like, motherfucker, what you think? Like Georgie's in on it. And
Michael's
great. Cuts her in half. Like you just see it split down.
He's the one that's most like his Uncle Amor. Like you're saying, he's just raised that way. But I feel like the dude, it sucks that you said he died shortly after. Obviously, that sucks. But I feel like he could have done other things. Like
I do too.
He's not some great actor, but he had like some in my opinion. Like I enjoyed the hell out of him.
In the documentary, they state that he was a punk rocker. He was like in a punk band.
Yeah.
And he didn't even want to be an actor. And Jackie Kong had to like convince him to do the role because she saw something that she thought would translate. And then apparently, he got killed in a drunk driving accident.
He was 28, man.
Years after that,
28. He died in 89. So he died 2 years after.
Yeah.
Wow. 3 years because they probably filmed it in 86.
He could they didn't explain that power or anything, but he could just look at you.
You hypnotize women. I think it was the earring, right? Maybe there's some kind of mystical power in because they get the jewelry from their uncle before their uncle gets killed. They also
say where he kind of can like hypnotize that chick that he's trying to talk to. When he's like staring in her eyes. I know that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Maybe it's because of that. By the way, when their uncle dies at the very beginning, and then the sprinklers turn on, just little bits like that.
Didn't even notice it.
Yeah, he just like the police shoot him up, and he falls, and then the lawn sprinklers come on.
It's a super rewatchable movie. Like just all the bits that we're talking about. Like I just finished it 10 minutes before we got on. So it's still fresh to me, but like it's movies like this. It's got like a Night at the Roxbury type of feel to it. You know what I mean? Where it's just so stupid that there's a lot of it I probably didn't even get.
Dude,
Manny, good comparison.
Manny's not even joking, bro. That's probably literally the visual gag is a verbal gag. Battered girlfriend.
Like they not even say it. They say something about battered women at one point. You've heard of battered women?
Yeah, and if you watch the documentary, Jackie Kong is talking a lot about there needs to be more opportunity for female directors because there's so much creativity out there. Look at what I made. I made a movie more outlandish than any of the male directors did at that time. Like, so what are you scared of? Like the creativity. There's so many women that could give us these kind of wild ass movies. And she keeps talking about she wants opportunity. So obviously there's some kind of, that's a part of the layers of thematic material in this crazy ass movie, right?
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to think, like, you guys would know, like, what would you in the horror genre like compare this to? Like, what are other movies that are this wild?
It's rough, man, to compare, like, just like with the comedy and just the dumbness and the.
I think the easiest thing to compare it to would be a trauma film.
Yeah.
Right? Like something like that, but it's not quite there because those movies are just also at the same time bad. This is not a bad movie. No. It's incredibly well lit. It's perfectly shot. Like the craft on this movie is top notch, and some of the trauma films not so much.
Yeah, trauma seems like C films. This is like B. You know what I mean? Like if you could compare those.
It's hard. And then you could try to compare it to something like Reanimator, but Reanimator, I don't even know Reanimator is a little bit more coherent, like a lot more coherent. You know, Reanimator's got characters and arcs. There's no villain in this movie. Like, who's the villain? Is it Sheetar?
I was thinking that. It's like
No, you're supposed to like those two dudes, man.
Right. Yeah. We talked about it before when a couple times where at the end of this movie, I'm rooting for him to kill this virgin. I'm like, hurry up and stab her. Come on, Sheetar. Wake the fuck up so we can kill this virgin. Like, it's like it's Pulp Fiction way ahead of Pulp Fiction where you're rooting for the bad guys.
And she does kill the virgin, and it's Georgie.
Right.
That's why she resurrects at the end. She's able to go about into the real world. Yeah.
That's funny.
And what is it that swallows him up finally? That pulls him away from his brother and from his family? A giant vagina with teeth.
Yeah.
Right.
And Jackie Kong calls it a giant vagina. Like this is satire. This is actually, I think, a brilliant fucking film, y'all. Like, I get it. Like it's
one of a kind, bro. Straight up.
There's schlock, and then there's schlock with like a very, like, there's subtextual schlock. And I think that's what this kind of shit is. But it's so freaking good. This movie's wild.
It is, man. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. It is definitely, like, Verno, this is one thing that makes me think how much you did really enjoy it. But I don't know, are you a big physical media guy? Like, do you like to, like, I know you obviously collect comic books.
I mean,
are you a Blu-ray buyer ever for, like, movies that you
sometimes
love at least?
Yeah, well, I'll get into stuff where I will buy a ton of stuff. I was debating it earlier whether, and when you said, like, better get it now or it'll be gone, I'll definitely watch it again. And since it's not out there, I'm definitely considering buying it. You know what I mean? And plus, I want to see those special features because I'm into shit like that.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely consider buying it. But if I was making a shitload of money, I would definitely buy it. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
If I wasn't worried about money, I would definitely buy it.
It didn't come out on Blu-ray until the last couple of years, right? It was hardly ever on DVD. We had the same thing happen a few weeks ago on PCP Movie Night with Super Mario Brothers, where it's not available.
So yeah,
right. Like I have the DVD that I've had for like 20 something years, and that's why I was able to watch it, and why Brooks was able to watch it, right? But like, you couldn't even find it to stream, to rent, or anything like that. Really? So they can just pull these movies at any moment. There could be a lawsuit. They could just not care. The wrong person could watch this movie and want to cancel it, you know? But like, I don't think the movie is even known by enough people to even hit that level.
Right.
But this movie would be deemed pretty rather offensive today. But at the same time, it's kind of powerful because of the context of the people who made it, almost in a way. And what it's trying to do. What is it trying to do different than anything that, say, John Waters does? You know what I'm saying? So it's a really interesting kind of wild era in cinema where a movie like this can exist and even be made. Like,
it could only be made in the 80s. This is an 80s movie, 100%.
And like at the tail end, right? Because it's 87. And then in 88, 89, you start seeing the Nancy Reagan era. where they're starting to try to tone things down maybe a little bit, and then it goes into the 90s where horror gets a bit more soft, but there's still some great direct-to-video type stuff, which this was, right? Because I don't even know if it ever hit the cinema. I have no budget information here. I remember Jackie mentioning something in the documentary, like only having, it was like less than 200K, I think she was talking about.
Damn. Yeah, it's like, I was thinking of it before, because I've got a buddy that he watches everything that comes out horror, but I don't think I would recommend him watch this. It's like only certain specific people would enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's not for everyone.
Yeah, it was released July 1987 on VHS by Vestron Video.
I was trying to look at what year Reagan came into office. I was just curious
80?
about that. Was it 80?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do y'all think about the music? Because there's a lot of music that stands out in this one.
Looks like 2016 is when this sucker came out. The music, it is freaking incredible, and it absolutely perfect. So wacky and wonky at times, but just absolutely perfect for what the movie's going for, and it really gives you, the vibe of what this movie's trying to go for, instead of it just kind of being like serious or like kind of not. It doesn't need a John Carpenter score or anything like that.
Right.
It literally is perfect for what it is. It gives it that zaniness and the wackiness that it needs, and I love it, man. I absolutely love it. I wish that Vestron gave it a freaking soundtrack, because I would pop that sucker in, because it is really like, it's like one of a kind. There's like one or two. I swear, like when he's driving the car, there's like that
that mambo song.
Mambo, yeah.
And I love that too. So, Berno, what did you think of the music?
I dug it. It was mostly, like you said, mostly soundtrack stuff, and like when they're in the diner and there's all the chaoticness, and there's I don't think it's that's why I'll try to look up the soundtrack so I can see these songs. I was curious how old some of them were and what era, but there was a lot of like 50s like sounding songs. It was like a doo-wop-y song that they played. Yeah, but I don't think it was a 50s song. I think it was just like an 80s rock song that had a 50s vibe.
Yeah, there was a record company, I don't remember what it was, but it was where the duotones or the duotones played, or where they recorded, and I don't know, the guy knew the guy or something, and somehow he was able to get everything for $100 a song from this one doo-wop, like modern doo-wop record label.
Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense, because it didn't sound that old, but it was fun. It added to the zaniness. The band at the end, where
love that whole thing, man.
Right, that was great too. So like what you said, Dylan, it added to the funness of the film, and it almost made like, okay, like if you weren't sure if this was satire and if it's supposed to be fun, like it clearly is.
Yeah, it's
I've never seen this cover. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I've never seen this cover, and it looks like it's on some of the VHS artwork.
Yeah, I've seen that one. When we were looking up art, we saw that one. It's an extension of the image, if you know.
Yeah. Sorry.
The music though, all the doo-wop stuff I like. They said that they wanted the movie to feel timeless, and it's weird because it does. Obviously, it's so 80s, but it does have a timeless quality.
Definitely.
Because of that kind of doo-wop stuff. It's something I almost attribute also to like movies like Back to the Future, kind of captures that, where it goes like cross era, or at least for its time, right? Where it felt classic and new. So I'm sure at this time it kind of had that kind of vibe. The song at the end. Now there is some actual scoring being done, and I don't know who is necessarily doing it, because a lot of people are credited with the music here, but there is a little bit of synthy type stuff. There's a creepy theme that they have that I really like, but it's just tones, right? It's nothing elaborate. The more elaborate piece is this more
John Preston.
Well, there's like the different people listed, right? But so it may be Preston stuff. I don't know.
It just says him on the back for the one, so I'm sure there was probably
it may be him though. But we also got Dino Lee and Cecil Dill, who I'm pretty sure from like the doo-wop stuff.
Oh, okay.
But it could be, so it's probably Preston. But then there's the more complex piece is this like triumphant, cheesy ass synth. Like you would think it would be at the end of fucking like Legend or something for the happy ending bullshit cut that they put together. But the creepy tones I really like. They give me a little bit of a Twin Peaks vibe, like with the not quite. They don't commit to it because it's mostly about that soundtrack. But that soundtrack moves, and especially in the last act of the film, the film itself is manic as fuck, and that music helps ground it, but still keep that kind of like you feel like it's the end of the fucking world, but I'm just gonna goddamn dance and skank, you know?
Right.
Like, fuck it, shake it. Anyway.
Yeah, it goes perfect, man. The movie just like to me just is so one of a kind, man. Like when Verno asked like what could you compare it to, and like you can make some comparisons, but just like nothing really hits it on the nail, you know. Like I'm sure maybe there's something out there that we just aren't thinking of, but this movie
maybe some snuff film, but we're not into those.
Yeah, this movie though is just so fucking fun, man, and I just enjoy it so much. And,
you know what I kept thinking of, and it's totally different. Oh God, now I don't even remember the name of it. What's the goddamn Rick Moranis movie with the plant that comes to life?
Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
Just in like the way they treat, where it gets so bloody, but like it's like so fun at the same time.
Yeah,
so it got that camp to it, right?
Right.
Yeah, like camp horror, but not like camp horror, like Sleepaway Camper.
Right.
Definitely. I'm trying to think. What do you think this movie's trying to say?
Well, I think it's a comment on Hollywood in the 80s and you know, the fads. Do you think, Robbie? I don't know.
I mean, we've been talking about it, right? So okay, it's poking fun at all these different things, trends and fads and just culture. In like, okay, so Jackie Kong's coming from a place where she is wanting to cast because she knows she has to budget wise, but also because probably her interest into the scene, but punk rockers and alternative music, like post-wavy type, like this independent underground music scene in LA, right? This is who performs in the movie pretty much, right? And so it has this quality of like this comment on society. So the cheerleaders, okay, they want to stand out. They're going to do aerobics. So we're commenting on the excessiveness of aerobic videos, right? Cute young women doing aerobics. Well, what do you really want to see? Why are these aerobic videos so popular? Probably because people just want to see them topless.
Right.
Put it in the fucking movie, right? There's a comment right there. The comment on every restaurant in this movie that's discussed is a healthy vegetarian restaurant, right? And the most avid customer of one of them is a complete slob who is gorging himself and overeating. And it's a commentary on if we consider it health food. Now, a lot of people will maybe not remember this, but like in the 80s and the 90s, we had this demonizing of fat, right? So everything was low fat. And if it was said low fat, it was good. Eat as much of it as you want. Meanwhile, it's loaded with sugar, carbohydrates. We know now.
Right. We didn't know then.
But and it's like, it's what they're marketing as quote unquote health food. It could literally be human body parts, which is weird. Like something like Motel Hell, I get it because it's meat, but it's like, damn, did they have the Impossible Burger in 1987 in Southern California? Because why are they grounding up fucking human tissue? And like, oh, I love it. They're feeding these people. And I saw one criticism of the film, and they were like, well, why are they trying to feed people to, like, it doesn't make any sense. The restaurant bit doesn't make sense, right? And I'm like, it does. They're developing a taste for this amongst the people in this community for this like Lemurian feast that they're doing at the end, so that they just start eating this bowl of, and it's such a weird bit, right? But it's a commentary on the health food craze and the fad and all these different trends coming out, right? It's a criticism on expectations of say women's roles in these movies. Like, you think that one chick's going to be the victim? Nah, She's a kung fu fucking master, dude. She just kicks Georgie's ass, bro. And like, such a weird. And the men in this movie, like the women are actually, even the detective, she's way over the top, but she's not incompetent. Most of the dudes in the movie are, except for the two dudes who are the heroes. So it's a subversion too, right? It's a subversion. It's a satire of Hollywood, of trends, of, you know, Californian culture in particular, because that's like, especially when it comes to diet fads or exercise fads, that's like a good hub for that spreads across the rest of American society. And, you know, for instance, like the South Beach diet, the Atkins diet, all that shit kind of, you can see a lot more activity there, and then it kind of spreads or something like that, or at least you could think it does. But you got to think that's a place that's focused on image, focused on class and presentation on the outside, but not the inside. Maybe Jackie's trying to show us a little bit about what's like on the inside. There's like two Hitler dudes in the back of the band. You know, there's all kinds of weird things going on. But so I think it's talking about the incompetence of the incompetence and the fallacy of certain stereotypical archetypes in Hollywood at that time, and trying to flip them. And also it's just mostly just trying to be fucking fun and have fun with itself. And that's something I love about this movie. And I was like, you know, Verno might think it's weird because I kind of shit on Scream 5. I didn't really like The Void. Right. And then here's a movie I'm loving, Blood Diner, right? But Blood Diner never, even when it does, it's making these thematic, cinematic points, never, ever feels pretentious or like it takes itself a fucking remotely an ounce of seriously. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and 100%. I love that commitment to it, man.
Right. I agree. Because I did think that. You know what I mean? But that was when I was, cause like I said before, I wasn't into it at first. I'm like, this, if you go into it with the wrong mentality, you're like, this is fucking stupid and terrible, and the bad acting, and there's dubs at certain times. You're like, you know what I mean? So it's, you have to like have the certain glasses that you're watching it through in order to appreciate it, for sure. 100%. I get what you're saying. It's all about, we say it every week. It's like, what is it trying to do? And what this is trying to do, it does. It nails it. It's just doing something way different than what other movies are trying to do. Big time.
Yeah, you want the envelope pushed? All right. Jackie Kong's like, I just pushed it, so let us push it more. And I think this movie is a good statement, especially when you consider other films like, say, Slumber Party Massacre. You know, like, those are films that are directed by women. And so you can't use the excuse that, oh, well, we can't get the level of horror that we want, or at least at the time you couldn't say, just because it's got to be a man director because we want to see, you know, we want to see breasts and we want to see kills, and a woman couldn't do that. But there are plenty of movies in the 80s that show that that's not true, right? Yeah. But nowadays they won't let anybody make a movie like this.
True that. There was
maybe the only person that could make it would be Joe Rogan.
I was just thinking. I was just thinking about Rogan. They're after him. We won't even be able to say his name anymore. YouTube will just blank it out. Joe Beep.
Yeah, right. I meant Joe Biden. What do you think it's about, Dylan?
Man, I'm so bad at that stuff. Maybe, you know, I think definitely one thing Jackie Kong was doing, you know, being like, everyone's so like feministic and like, oh, you can't show your tits and stuff. And she's like, fuck that shit, you know, like show them, you know, like you should be proud. You should be proud. You know what I'm saying? You should be proud of your hot ass body. But
that's an element of it, probably. Yeah,
I'm sure.
We're sex positive here at Dylan's Horror Show, everybody.
Yeah, yeah. And I think Jackie Kong obviously is too, man.
Hell yeah, she is, man.
But you know,
that whole scene, that whole underground kind of scene. I don't know what y'all's past have been like, but I've had moments where, I mean, like there was like an underground scene here. It was like I wasn't like a dived in, fucking committed bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, I like music. I like fun. I know a lot of people in my area. I have a lot of friends. So
yeah,
I've been in lots of places and I get what this scene, you know, this scene is like, it's like the indie underground comic book scene, right? You know, it's like you want to be subversive. You want to say, you want to stick it to the fucking man. You want to make it like, oh, I can't do that. Well, I'm going to fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a punk rock way of making film, right? It's very like rebellious, I think, in nature. And I dig shit like that, man. I really do.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, hell yeah, man. Just show them.
Heck yeah.
Like Mel Brooks wrote, you know, if you got it, flaunt it.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah, man. If I had a big old dick, I'd show it.
But yeah, and then there's also, you know, there's also the fast food, you know, thing where you kind of don't know what's in your food and what you're eating, you know. Well, you know, this guy's like, man, I've eaten at every veggie burger there is, and this is crazy. There's got to be some meat in there. There's got to be, you know.
And you just want to, sometimes you want to look at those people and be like, bro, those veggie burgers ain't helping you.
Yeah.
Eat a salad and less of it. Come on, bro.
Right. And less of it. Hell yeah, dude.
That guy. And just the shitty, it's a statement on shitty customers too, man. Like, if you're going to complain so much, bro, just leave. Of course, Georgie did like keep making him vomit and kick his ass all over.
Right. He's one of the best characters in the movie too. He's hilarious.
Vitamin C.
Just muttering all the time.
I was wondering if he was a pro wrestler. He just gives that pro wrestler vibe.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, man, it's so.
This movie's a rebel yell, man, and it makes us scream more. And sadly, we don't have more movies like Blood Diner.
Seriously, I mean, imagine Jackie Kong is like 5 foot too. She's like a little girl. So I mean, dude, she was probably like 25 or something. I think she said when she was making this.
It makes me feel
5
like
foot Asian girl.
It's like John Waters.
Crazy shit.
It's almost like John Waters doing a straight up horror film, in a way. Like, I don't know,
man. And it's crazy she hasn't done more.
We didn't even mention this, but it was initially meant to be a remake of the film by, I can't remember his name, H.G. Lewis, I think, Blood Feast.
Really?
Or whatever. Yeah.
I saw that. I was wondering, are you guys familiar with it?
I am not familiar with it. I have heard of this dude's work, but I've never watched any of it. Or if I have, I'm not familiar. But it's like super gory shit from like, it seems like the 70s or 60s. Something like that.
I think I do remember them talking about that. It's Blood Feast in 63.
Did I tell you what
Herschel Gordon Lewis?
Yeah, H.G. Lewis.
We need a prequel with Uncle Anwar. I want to see what he was up to before.
He's a great character too, right?
He's phenomenal, dude. He looks like a Gomez from Addams Family. I honestly thought it was him at first. I'm like, is that fucking Gomez? He's incredible, dude. His accent's great. Even when he's in the jar, just the voice performance is phenomenal. But him in that opening scene, he sets the whole movie up right there.
Yeah, man. Just the brain in the jar with the eyes talking, and it's so weird. Such a weird fucking movie. I love it. They don't make them like this, Verno.
No. I was thinking earlier, like, I think we'll get back there eventually. Everything swings. We're on a pendulum. Right now, we're a bunch of fucking pussies. But I think maybe 10, 20 years, people will want to have fun again.
Oh, good. I'll be fucking 60.
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah. But it will. I mean, everything, you know.
And you'll be one of them, like, motherfuckers.
I'm going to be the 60-year-old on YouTube. Nobody's here except for 60 other 60-year-olds. It's going to be like Facebook is today, where it's just a bunch of fucking older generation millennials and boomers, right? And then and I'm just being like, yeah, I remember movies like Blood Diner. Anyway,
that's a wild one there. That was a wild one.
You guys remember Scream 5?
Them better.
They don't make them like that anymore.
I want me some battered women. Let me dip that little honey in some cookie dough.
There are political statements here. They're satirical. They're not so on the nose. There's some of them are on the nose, but it's not like a movie nowadays that's trying to movies get very message heavy.
Right.
And this movie I think it's saying a lot, but it's not knocking you over the fucking head with it, and it's having fun with itself. It's not taking itself too seriously. It's not like this is a statement film.
Everyone always says, well, if you didn't like the politics in it, it's because you disagreed with it. It's like, no, it's because I fucking do agree with it. It was obvious and it's annoying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what it is half the time.
When it's just hitting
I feel like Candyman.
Man. Bah. It's like, I get it.
The new Candyman's like that. Everybody talks about how it's brilliant. I was like, I get it. I like the thematical material too. But goddamn, that third act comes out of fucking nowhere and nothing gets like... It's not even, man. Jesus.
It feels like there's like 20 minutes cut out of it, you know, like, and it just literally goes from one to, you know, like they cut like just like they're missing a reel in the movie or something like, and it feels like the fucking the only thing I compare it to is the doctor in Halloween 2018, like when he goes and stabs it. I can't even.
That's so stupid. Thanks for reminding me.
Fucking stupid.
Why do you love that movie so much? Both of these movies have the most ridiculous, dumbass second act fucking bits.
I
try to forget.
You know what? I think that's the better score. I think that's got a better score than Halloween Kills. I think the score. I think the score in that is fire.
Halloween Kills just knocks it out of the park for me, man.
I like 2018.
Don't get me wrong, it's really good. It's great in both.
It's so much more like drivingly synthy for me in Halloween Kills, and that's just me. That's more my aesthetic. I know that's there in the first one, but
I think they're both great in their own right. I think they were trying to do a little something different for the tone of Kills, so I think they match each movie perfectly.
I think every movie has, for the most part, a good score. I mean, H2O's got a great one. For instance, John Ottman does a great job of making it sound like orchestral and cinematic, and like when the bus is leaving and it's like, whoa, mom. I mean, that's great stuff too, but
there's
sometimes you just want to hear that tingy.
There's definitely bits in 2018 that are fucking stupid, like that. The bit that we've said with the doctor, but also the beginning. Say something. I hate that. But some of the kills, the dropping of the teeth, like one of my favorite things about Halloween movies, like each one of them has that where you see how weird Michael Myers is, like the jack-o'-lantern with the head, the flashlight through it, him dropping the teeth. He's purposely trying to freak people out. Like that's one thing that's unique to Michael Myers, and those bits in 2018 are great. I said it.
And then you got the cops like doing their whole little comedic bit about the fucking sandwich or whatever the hell it is. I don't remember.
I know what you're talking about. I don't really remember.
There's odd bits of humor that don't fit. You know, it's weird. But why are we talking about that when we should be rating this film, right?
Let's rate this bitch.
All right. Heck yeah. I was just gonna ask. I wanted to let the convo go as long as possible because we were having such a good time. Verno, my brother, and before we get to your rating, anyone in the chat that was able to, catch this incredible movie, and if they were able to find it, I would love to hear what your thoughts and your rating is down below in the comments. So out of 1 to 5, your digs are 1 to 5 slip covers. Y'all know how it goes. Look at that beautiful slip. Verno, though, my brother, what do you think on this, man? First watch.
Watched 1.5 times. I'm gonna give it a 4, a strong, solid 4, just because I think we've talked about it. It nails what it's trying to do. But I think for me, like a movie like this, just in my own personal rating, it kind of peaks out at a 4. You know what I mean? I don't want to put it in the same category that something with a 4.5 or a 5.
Yeah.
For me, with the bad acting and just the stupidity of it, even though it's meant to be there, this is about my peak that I could give a movie like this. So I'll go with a strong 4.0.
4.0. Yeah, man, dude, that's still very good, man.
Right.
I mean, it's not like it's trying to, like be serious and it ends up stupid, kind of like The Room, you know what I mean? Like, but they know they are going for exactly what it is intended, and what we get. It's just brilliant, man. I love it so much. Robbie, my brother, what are we giving this tonight?
I think that this is the greatest psychological thriller of the 80s. I'm just kidding. I'm struggling with this one because my initial thought was 4. 4 for me. It deserves maybe a 3.5, but I would give it a 4. But man, the more I think about it, the more I talk about it. Like a movie we covered for Horror Fest was Satan's Little Helper over at PCP, right? And I think I gave that movie like a 4. Yeah. And I like this one better than that one. And so if that's the case, I do think I agree with what Verno stated, but the more I think about it, the more I let it dwell, the more I start realizing those satirical nuances and the criticisms of society, but they're not like, they're there. They're so obviously like an intentional part of the film, but the movie is not trying to do that. You know, the movie is just trying to entertain and be wild and fucking weird and make a statement through art. Like it's a fucking art house movie, I think this is, right? So I think it just cracks it over that for me. So I will settle at a 4.5. 4.5 awesome ass Sheetar boobies.
Wow, that's awesome.
The real meaning of machismo.
Man, that is one thing I feel like if I remember anything, it was the damn brain and eyeballs in the jar.
Right. That's why I want to watch this movie more, just so I can quote it more, because it's so damn quotable. But I haven't seen it enough to remember half these things until you say them.
The whole rest of the year for DHS, by the way, is all just going to become us doing like fucking quotes from this movie. We're going to be like, I watched Blood Diner again this week, y'all.
Let me see, man. Not because I was like right at a 4 as well, but now you're making me debate if I should give it a 4 or 5 because it's highly rewatchable. The only thing I never cared for as much is the look of Sheetar, but I mean, it doesn't really bother me. I just,
look at her.
Right. What don't you like?
Like, I love how they're supposed to be building this body. Right, and that's another thing that's part of the commentary is this like whole like we need 3 stomachs of a slut or some shit like that.
She's
right?
not
like
skanky enough.
Yeah, it's so silly, right? And it's like commentary on these kind of movies, right? It's like, okay, let's do it, let's push it then.
That's what I was gonna say. It's commenting on cinema too, like big time.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, right. And so like I love how they're so this is supposed to be like a Frankenstein type thing. What'd you say, Berna?
Nothing. I was saying hi to Billy Powerman.
Oh yeah. He's been doing the deadlifts, but but she's like so obviously like perfect. like it's so weird. It's like, why does the Frankenstein monster Boris Karloff look crazy, but Elsa Lancaster is fucking the bride of Frankenstein, like still looks kind of cute. You know what I'm saying? It's like weird. Sheetar, I think, is hot. I don't care. I mean, just don't let her go down on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But yeah,
I guess down on her.
Oh, you might
lose your head.
You
like
might
Georgie
not come back up. But man, I'm gonna give it a 4. I think. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4.
Conservative ass.
I absolutely love the movie. I think it's so much fun, highly rewatchable. There are like, I don't care for as much of like the little musical part, like when they go into the club, they make that last a little too long. I could just see like a second of that. There's nothing, it doesn't ruin the movie or anything for me, but that maybe just changes it from the 4 to 4 or 5. Because I know exactly what the movie's going for. It's shot beautifully, the music is great practical effects. It is just a blast from the fucking past, and it's timeless. Definitely, it is timeless. It can feel like an 80s film, but it doesn't like it doesn't feel like you know what I mean. Like I could watch this anytime. This is just one you could pop in just to have fun, and it's like one that you could probably like. If you watch it, you could probably figure out how to get a drinking game out of this too, and just have a fucking blast with your buddies and get hammered on this. And man,
barely under an hour and a half. Won't take a lot of time, and it doesn't feel long. It's almost like blackout drunk. You just like next thing you know, you're at the end of the movie. You're like, what happened?
Yeah, man, it is fucking hilarious, man.
Daredevil.
I love it, man. I highly recommend you guys checking it out if you haven't. Jerome gave it for time and price 4 slips. Haven't watched, just shocked.
I like Daredevil and Batman.
3.5 slips from 2 Gun but I really had fun watching it. Laughed my ass off. Yeah, man, dude, it is a fucking laughable time, no doubt. So with 2.4s from me and Verno and a 4.5 from Papa Boom, we got us a 4.69, brother. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
That is nice.
Yeah, man. So that is a fun one, no doubt. So that concludes.
Seems like a lot of people haven't watched it, man. Y'all should watch this. I
wouldn't doubt it, man. I wish they did, man. It sucks though we did it when like now it's
hey, you know what? Harder. You know what they would want you to do? If they can't find this movie, fucking pirate this movie. We don't endorse it, but goddamn, watch this movie however you can.
Right. Yeah. That's what I had to do. I felt fine with it.
You gotta
I'll tell you what. Originally when I was watching it, this is part of what threw me off. Like I couldn't get the subtitles to go off at first. I had to like put it on like Dutch and then shut them off before it would fucking go off. But there was like a 2-minute delay on the subtitles. So it was constantly coming up and saying what they were saying 2 minutes ago. And it was very distracting at first.
Maybe it was that might have may have unrevealed. It may have revealed new layers of hidden meaning about this movie.
Oh, plus it wasn't actually what they were saying. They would be like, "You get your asses out here," and they'd be like, "Come on, boys, let's go." You know what I mean? It would just say like what they meant. You know?
Yeah,
close enough.
Like whoever's doing the subtitles is like, I'm not typing that
out. Right? Yeah,
it's against my religion.
Yeah, man, it is hell. Oh, Two Gun was able to stream it on Roku.
Yeah, on the Roku channel. But the Roku's not sex
positive. Jump on stage just because you're mad the audience ain't giving a standing ovation. Still feel clean after the bloodbath. Yeah, man. So next week it looks like Robbie will be out of town. So I got Verno joining me to co-host, and we will have Steph joining as well. And Manny has to see if he's gonna be able to. He might be doing something with the lady for Valentine's Day. So no promises on him, but I told my brother I missed him, man, and I got to get him on. So if he's not on for that, we'll get him on in the next couple of weeks, no doubt.
You should have had him on tonight. I didn't realize he was such a Blood Diner fan.
Yeah, the only thing I wonder, because I know he has to put his kids to bed around this time, like because he had to go.
Them kids, man. You think Blood Diner cares about them kids?
No, I wish
I'm just kidding, Manny. I love you, kids, man.
I would have had him join too, man. Tonight. This would have been a fun one to have him on too. Mm-hmm. But we'll get him in there, no doubt. And next week we decided, so we were debating on The Crow, but we'll get that in the future. We will be doing Ready or Not, which we had planned to review a few weeks ago, and we ended up doing Scream instead, which Robbie probably rather wishes we did Ready or Not. But
no, I'm happy with that show, actually.
Yeah, man, right. That was a great show, no doubt.
Absolutely.
I haven't let it go yet.
Verno said that it's been getting a little spike too, man.
It's going places.
Nice. Yeah, I was talking about it again on PCP back chat this last Monday.
That was a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun, and I think the chat was really active in that one. So,
but they're so used to like what tonight is. All of us talking about how much we love the movie. It's nice when you get that division, and we remember that. That's why we have bits about Scream. We're gonna have a bit about The Void. We got a bit about Exorcist 3. Like, it's fun.
Hell yeah.
It's my fiance, I believe, unless that's another Anna in the chat. What a time to pop in.
Fuck them kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
I was scrambling when you're like, man, he's gonna be gone for Valentine's Day. I'm like, fuck, did I schedule it on Valentine's Day? It's like, no, that's not till Monday.
No, yeah.
Next week's on Saturday. We're good. I was like, oh God.
That's what he just maybe say, because I gotta end up probably doing something with my girl on like Sunday or something, just because Monday's a weird day, like I'll probably be working in the day.
I'm giving my woman the entire weekend, so I don't know why y'all scrubs are slipping.
Shut the fuck up.
There's not even a PCP movie night that night.
I went to a Kanye West concert 5 years or like 6 years ago on her birthday, and I still can't even mention Kanye West in the house. Can't play it. She'll never let it go.
Oh my God.
Kanye was your Valentine's that year, right?
Yeah, I blew it.
Yeah, look at that crazy fuck now.
In hindsight, yeah.
This whole show has become a bit. It has.
Yep.
Yeah. So Ready or Not, that'll be a fun one to talk about next week. That's
and then the week after that, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Hell yeah! So Mike can.
Hey, we actually know what we're doing for the next 2 weeks.
So Mike can get him a thumbnail because I know he hates that.
Mike's about to be wrapping up, so yeah, we'll finalize that March Madness. I'm gonna work on. We will do the official reveal when Rockin' Robbie Live comes back, which is going to be not this Sunday, not the Sunday after, but the Sunday after that. So we'll have the official reveal of March Madness, so don't miss it on Rockin' Robbie Live there, right?
I just gotta get. So we got next week's Ready or Not, then we got Texas Chainsaw after that. I gotta get one more after that because you got one more show in February, and then we'll have March Madness, and I'm gonna probably finish my March Madness list tonight. I'm gonna try, and then I'll figure out that last one, and I'll send you the list so Mike can get those thumbnails going.
Station.
Boom. Hell yeah.
March Madness is gonna be so good this year, y'all.
Hell yeah. That's another thing. I'm trying to I want to look at what you, because I already know what you're doing, but the dates and maybe try, because sometimes I'll try and line things up to kind of work together, It doesn't always happen, but if we can make it happen, it's funner that way. I feel like a little double feature, double night,
I like that.
Me too. That's why we should do a Stuart Gordon film. Like the Monday that we do From Beyond, the Saturday before that, honestly, we should do Day Gone or something.
Maybe, or Dolls.
I'm down for Dolls, man.
You say, and I think that's an easy one to watch because it's on Amazon Prime. So
nice. I got a fucking Spanish Blu-ray.
Oh yeah,
that's how I got it. So I didn't have to pay $100 for the Screen Factory.
That's whack, man. I love that release.
I don't have the documentary though, man. That's what sucks, man.
I was gonna say that there is that's all there is though. It's kind of bare bones for a collector's edition, which is the only little bummer. I absolutely love the freaking I love the new cover art though that they put commissioned on it. That's my favorite thing.
It's a great movie. We should do those both together because they were filmed on the same set too.
What
From Beyond and
were
Dolls.
they? Oh shoot.
They were filmed and Dolls was
I added that to my list, so
one of them, however they were released, is the opposite of how they were filmed.
Yeah.
I think Dolls was released after, but it was filmed before because it took so long with all the special effects.
Yeah. Dude, I fucking love this movie so much, dude. So much. It's like, it's like a grim fairy tale.
Two Guns asking what streaming service. I think you have to rent Ready or Not. It's what is it, 2019, 2018 movie?
Yeah,
so it's up for rent.
I believe I own it on Amazon Prime. That's one I do want to buy on physical, but
you can rent it on Vudu, Apple TV, and Amazon, and it's available on Sling and Hulu with a premium subscription. So that's probably like a Showtime, some kind of, what I'm saying, some kind of sign up for this, and you can. Usually they'll allow you to sign up for a week for free. That's usually what I do, and. But yeah.
Oh, that was 2021. So yeah, this is probably one of the newer movies that you did on here. Oh, never mind. I'm looking at a fucking Ready or Not, the tactical first-person shooter game.
Yeah, it's 20. Well, if you have Hulu, it says it's on FXM because I could watch it through Hulu.
So there's some kind of app, some kind of premium subscription that's tied into FX.
Yeah.
That you can unlock. There you go.
And I'm sure you can maybe get a week free. That's the only thing that sucks sometimes when I don't do newer movies because then you got to buy them. But if you can rent it for $5, I'm sure you guys can obviously find this, wink somewhere. But we support physical media all day, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, dude, that's a good. I'm glad you said that because, dude, I've been dying to fucking review Dolls again.
Hell yeah, man! So now we know 3 of the 4.
Yeah.
All right. So now you just got to come up with something to go along with Bird with Crystal Plumage, and you're good.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I was gonna maybe have the Entity to be a double feature on the Bird with Crystal Plumage. I didn't know. I haven't seen that one, so I'm trying to. You know how I try and work it, but we'll figure it out.
What's that Argento film with the monkey? That one's the shit. You know what I'm talking about? The monkey with the knife. came out like 1980. You doing the bit, Robbie? Motherfucker.
Or he's giving you the stare.
You know what I'm talking about.
The monkey with the knife.
The monkey with the goddamn knife. It's got that
1980 would be like Inferno era, but so I don't know what you're talking about.
I can't believe you don't know what I'm talking about.
You're not.
It starts out with
Phenomena.
the goddamn.
Goddamn, I forgot about the goddamn monkey.
Yes, dude, that movie's the shit.
Phenomena. Phenomena.
Oh, Phenomena.
It's Phenomena.
Donald Pleasance, Jennifer Connelly. I forgot. I haven't watched that movie in like probably 18 years, man.
Really?
I got it on Blu-ray though last year.
That's got
it's a hard one to get on Blu-ray too at times, bro.
Yeah, I got it right before it went out, man.
Did you?
Yeah.
There was one I wanted to get, and for some reason it just like canceled. I wanted to get Tenet. Oh, is it? What is that? Tenebrae.
Oh, that's one of my favorites, man. Tenebrae opera. Phenomena is one I don't watch as much, man. To be honest,
me either.
I only saw it the one time,
and it would do with Donald Pleasance too. But
right,
dude, this Synapse release is
would be a good one to do.
Great. You know what? You can. I think Synapse just recently put out a 4K release for this too.
We could have an Argento weekend. We may have just figured out March Madness, but we don't need to get we don't need to lead too into
maybe this. Yeah, I guess maybe this could be the Crystal Plumage, you know, and then Verno. If Verno loves it so much, he can join us for Phenomena.
Oh, definitely.
And Bird is his first one, by the way. Argento's very first directing.
I think, and in the United States, I think it was called Creepers. It wasn't
Creepers is what it was called.
Oh, really?
And the score, I think that's a Goblin score on that one too, right?
It is. Yeah. It's fire. It's wild.
Dude, music by Goblin, Andy Sex Game, Iron Maiden, Motorhead, Simon Boswell. He always has incredible fucking soundtracks.
Biscotti is in the pipe, my man, Billy, if you need to know.
And I will concede Robbie would win in an arm wrestling match. I'm not an arm wrestler.
I'm not an arm wrestler either, bruh. But I'll tell you what, we're doing an arm wrestling match for Action Fest this year. We're not doing an arm wrestling match. We're doing a movie about arm wrestling for Action Fest. And I hope you join us there, Verno.
Over the Top.
You ever seen that movie?
Oh, my God. Yeah, I was born in 83, right? Bro.
That's why I turn my hat backwards when I go live, man.
That's so funny.
You got to turn it on, baby.
Did you ever get the...
They had action figures for that shit, man, and they are expensive as fuck now, man.
I believe it.
Did you ever get the Demons Synapse Blu-ray double pack, or did you already own those?
I already own them. I didn't get that because that's a 4K set. I didn't get it.
Oh, it is I thought they did 4K and Blu-ray.
I think it's. I mean, that's how they do it.
Probably both. They probably get 4K and Blu-ray together, but I thought they had a Blu-ray release and a 4K.
They may have, but no, I already had both of them, and it's something I thought about. But
I don't own Demons. I thought I did, but I own Demons 2. So that's weird.
You have Demons 2, but not the first one.
Yeah, Demons 2 was harder to find for a moment.
Gotcha.
So I got that. I got that first because I didn't want that to go out of print. Because there was the thing when that 4K Arrow was coming out, and then Synapse was getting bought up because they were I think maybe about to lose it or something. Then they renewed it. I don't know. But
if we did an arm wrestling contest on PCP, let me just go ahead and just break kayfabe and let you know what would be going on. Mike, the Voice Matthews, would win. Mike 06 would beat all of us.
That was my thought. That's what
I believe it. Mike is a goddamn monster. It's a beast.
Yeah, I've been hit by Mike before. No, not good. Not good. And he was holding back, so not even good.
Brooks might shock everyone and just...
Brooks hit me in the kidney once because I said something I shouldn't have about his sister trying to be funny while we were all drunk. And he hit me right in my fucking side, and that shit hurt for a while, man. I'm surprised I didn't piss blood. Because he's got bony fucking knuckles and shit.
That'll do it.
That's what it is. He'll stab you by punching you, man. You gotta watch out for people like Brooks. Those bony motherfuckers, man. You gotta
for real.
watch out for that.
I got
Dylan. Yeah. Better watch out for Dylan. He elbows you, your throat's cut, man.
Dylan's got the reach.
Splitting motherfuckers, bro. Oh, I got reach for days. Fable, that's another one, man. Maybe we'll do the gate at the end of February, that last show. I was trying to think of something to do. And maybe you could join us.
I've been needing an excuse to buy that, Dylan. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. Dude, the gate is a good one, bro.
Damn, now I gotta buy the gate and the entity.
Yeah, and I think both of them suckers are like 25.
That's cool, but like this, what's cool is because those are movies I know I want,
right?
So it's cool because that helps.
And you've been like wanting to buy them, you just been needing an excuse.
Yeah, but as long as you're maintaining and focused on those collection goals, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I did. I finally completed a Blu-ray collection. I can't wait to get to it. I got some show and tell. I'm excited.
Nice. Let's see what you got, brother.
You want me to go? All right.
Did you have anything, Vern?
No, go ahead, Robbie. I might think of something. Let me look around my room here, but go ahead and do your thing.
The gate. I want to get the. It's weird that Vestron has the gate and then Scream Factory has the gate too, because I want to get the gate too. I know it's not as good, but it's still a fun one.
Yeah, you see that though, right? Like Arrow has Reanimator.
Yeah.
And then
Reanimator 1 and 2, and then Vestron has 3.
Yeah.
Let me blow you up.
Blow them up.
All right. Ready. So I got a belated Christmas present from my buddy John Hammertime Holshoe.
Oh boy.
This is the entire James Bond franchise
on
Blu-ray.
You been getting to work on it?
MGM
I've been on it. We got a podcast that we're about to be recording on February 18th. And I got to do like a movie a night basically.
Dude, anything MGM is like worth it to own, because especially if it's good, because you know how MGM can be.
Yeah, they go out of print. It's a cool set, first of all, because it's got like 3 different like sets individually in there. Different eras.
I wish they were individual.
They're not individual, but that would have been more expensive. But it does have a cool book inside of it that's just all the different movie posters.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm in the middle of the Roger Moore franchise right now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, those are fucking hard to watch. Picked this up this week. Finally got my pre-order in, Dylan. This is how long it takes us to get.
Oh my God.
This is how long it takes us to get these things through Diamond.
I've been waiting for that, bro. I want that sucker so bad. I don't know if
that's the best looking Jason there is. That's from part 7.
The best. I don't know. I think my one homie Jim though picked me up one, but he like recently moved out of state, so I don't know if he got his yet, dude. Everything's been fucked up, bro. With NECA, bro. NECA's been taking forever, bro.
So I finished a Blu-ray collection, and I'm really excited. I finished it this week. I got the last 2 movies I needed, so I'm going to show them all off. But I finally finished the entirety of the Hammer Films Dracula franchise. So there's the first one, Horror of Dracula.
I need to get that
one cover.
Yeah, isn't that dope?
Warner Archive, baby.
This is one I got this week, but I got Brides of Dracula.
Sick.
So this is the second one they did. These all have Peter Cushing pretty much. But yeah, I got the slip too.
That's a cool slip too.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Then we got Dracula, Prince of Darkness.
No slip.
No slip. No slip. Dracula has risen from the grave.
Those are all sick covers.
Yeah, dude. These are some of my favorite fucking vampire movies. Taste the Blood of Dracula. And Christopher Lee. And yeah, look at this shit, man.
And I know this is an important set to you.
Scars of Dracula. That's another Scream Factory one. That one and Brides of Dracula, Prince of Darkness, and Scars of Dracula are Scream Factory. The rest are Warner Brothers Archives.
Yeah.
This is another one I got this week to finish the collection. Dracula AD 1972. This movie's so fucking stupid.
Is it? I was going to ask you what you thought of that.
Oh, yeah. This one's even dumber. The Satanic Rites of Dracula. But like this was the first Christopher Lee Dracula movie I watched because I got it on VHS early because I just loved the name. I was like, this has got to be the craziest film ever. It's not, but and then finally the last one we'll go with Legend of the 7 Golden Vampires. This is actually Hammer Films. No Christopher Lee in here, no Dracula, but it's got Peter Cushing as Van Helsing, I believe. I haven't watched it yet, but it's Hammer Films doing a kung fu movie.
Ooh.
And there's Peter Cushing right there, I guess, doing his Van Helsing, his Helsing fu. I don't know.
God.
But y'all, super excited to complete a collection.
Dude, congrats, bro. I know that's an important collection to you, too.
Moving on to Frankenstein now. Hammer Frankenstein.
Frankenstein's next? Hell yeah.
I got 3 of them already, so I got like 4 or 5 more to go. So
yeah, with the Curse of Frankenstein. I'm sure you got.
I got Curse, and I got Evil, and I got Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed. The rest of them I still need to get.
That's the Hammer collection too, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, now I know. What was that company just said they're putting out all the new Hammer stuff too, so that's gonna be sick.
It's Hammer Studios, right? So it like somebody combined with it, and now they're Hammer Studios. They're going to re-release some stuff, and hell yeah. I still need Curse of the Werewolf too. That's one of the best werewolf films ever.
That's Scream Factory too, isn't it? Scarpad was always kind. Curse of the Werewolf with Oliver
Reed.
Yeah, that's Scream Factory.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, Scarpad would be like, dude, you got to get that one before it goes out of print. I still haven't got it, but I definitely have to one day because that's a classic.
My room's been invaded.
Man, I don't think I really even have anything to show.
Bruno's like, for show and tell, I have a dog.
That's what I got. I wasn't planning on doing that, but then they just broke the damn door down. The Rottweiler broke the door down, and she came in.
What's her name?
This is Penny, and then I think you can kind of see her. This is China the Rottweiler.
Aww.
And her little sister Penny.
Oh, you got a Rottweiler?
Yeah, she's
named China.
Named China. It was my girlfriend's uncle's dog. And they had to move, and they couldn't have her where they were at. And I'm like, well, we'll find her a home. And then we had her for a week. I'm like, I guess we got a Rottweiler now. So
she looks so sweet.
Oh, she's awesome, dude. She's like the coolest dog. And then Penny's like the cutest damn dog.
Heck yeah.
You get up close and personal, say hi, horror fans.
You know, horror fans love their animals.
But I do have this, dude. This is Robbie. I know you're on a massive horror or a kung fu kick, and this is a really cool little box set with the slip. Comes with this little package of goodies right here, all sorts of stuff. Probably won't show it. This is enough. I can just show you guys this stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff it comes with.
Got this. Those are cool, dude.
That's just lenticular, man. That's awesome.
Dope. It's super dope. It's got the got a patch.
Oh, get you a jean jacket, boy.
Yeah, no, put it on a leather jacket on the sleeve. Put it on a leather Cobra Kai jacket on the sleeve, man.
I am hereby deputized as an ally of the dragon. So
not yet. You got to sign your name on there, Verna.
That's true. You're right. Then there's just a bunch of like postcard type stuff. This is cool. This is pretty dope. All sorts of it. They really they bring the goodness in here.
That's
really,
awesome,
it's a nice set. I got it a while back for I think $30.
That's a great movie too, man.
Oh, it's
big into kung fu movies.
No, not really. But I was big. I mean, this was a big movie when I was a kid. This was one my dad put on all the time. We watched the crap out of this when I was a kid. But no, I've watched a handful since Robbie's been bringing them up and stuff. I've watched a few that you've watched.
I would say that I'm becoming a kung fu fan through this journey with Bob, man. Like, he's giving me a movie a week to watch, and he's sending me back and forth between eras. Like, I'm going 70s into modern into.
I like that,
dude, and I'm loving it, man. Like,
it's the good stuff too,
dude. The last few, House of Flying Daggers, and The Invincible Shaolin were the last two I watched. Those movies are both fucking brilliant, man.
Hell yeah.
Do you review them with him? Or does he? Or do you?
No, he gave me a list, and I'm going through his list in the order that he gave it to me in.
Yeah.
And he's starting to figure out my tastes, and he's starting to formulate the list for that.
Yeah.
And bruh, it's awesome. And I've just been watching one a week when I do Rock and Robbie Live and talking about it, but we're not going to do any of them in March because I'm going to start doing. I'm going to do some horror movie reviews in March.
Hell yeah.
Bruno did a good job there, man.
You know I got you, Billy. But yeah, I really didn't have too much, but I actually just found these the other day when I was trying to grab some of my grab a few of my horror books from my mom's, and this is James Tynion or James Tynion, whatever, Tiny Onion, his horror magazine, Razor Blades.
Nice.
This is the issue 1 second print. and I ended up opting out for the subscription. So I just did a one-time fee, and they every couple months or whatever. It took a while because of COVID. They would send out the new one, and they got a bunch of famous artists and writers in it. So it's like a handful of people working on this books with some short story horror stories. So it was a pretty fun book. I only read the first, I think, 2 or 3 issues. So I got to go back eventually and read them all. But it's something I'm glad I got. I thought it was going to be more obscure, honestly, and go for a few more bucks. But right now, it's not really up there yet. But I'm sure at one point it will be. Maybe. Who knows? But cool little horror magazine, man, especially if you're into horror comics, which I am. So
nice. Those are dope.
And I guess like you could buy it every month, but issue 1 was like really hard. Like when you bought issue 1, you got like issue 2, or you bought issue 2 and you got issue 1 second print with it. So you got like 1 for the price, or 2 for the price of 1, and then 3, 4, and 5 you could buy separate or just do the subscription. I did the subscription, so the covers I got are a little different, like the color palette. They did a little differently on if you bought the subscription. Then they had like a foil version too. But yeah, it's a pretty cool one. They got some decent stuff in there. Nothing like life-changing, but I gotta go through and read all 5. There's actually like some like actual articles and stuff in there, like not little novelizations, short stories. Then there's like comic short stories. It's like a horror magazine, So it was cool though, man. I don't know if I've ever seen. I think the only thing you could kind of relate it to is maybe like Creeps or something.
I'll tell you what, Tinion's, because you mentioned his Tiny Onion Club or whatever. His Substack is starting to pay off for the comic book. We've got 8 chapters in on his Blue Book comic, which is like each chapter is like a half a comic. And it's pretty damn intriguing. Like, I don't know if you guys know the story of Betty and Barney Hill and their UFO. You know about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
See, I don't, which is cool. Like, I could look it up, but I'm like, no, I'll just let the comic tell me the full story. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's one of the first big
things. They were hypnotized and shit too. So like, there's a lot of crazy things that go. I think that was at least the first widely known abduction story.
Right. I think so. It kind of popularized
and it kind of becomes the model, right? And like, it's so fascinating, man.
Right. It's pretty cool. I mean, the art's not blowing me away, but he is consistently putting out content on there.
Well, I get a feeling because like Hickman just hired an editor-in-chief
for
3 World, 3 Moons. And they just started announcing like more creators moving over and doing things on Substack. Jen Bartel, Tom King's doing something, which one of our patrons on PCP like sent me a message like, you got to check it out. It's also free, the Tom King one. And apparently it's innovative. So I'm interested to check it out. Grant Morrison announced Substack. Yeah. It's Xana Doom is what it's called. So it's this whole new world that he's trying to build out. And I always told y'all, if anybody could get me on Substack, it'd be Grant. Oh, I'm really trying hard to resist this, but but I get the feeling that like Substack, it's died down. You don't hear people talking about it really anymore.
Right.
And I feel like they were like, all right, let's bring in some new people. Let's make some of it free. Cause like the first, I think Grant thing was free. I was like, let's bring in some new people, make some, and let's call these people like Hickman and Tynan and whoever else and be like, y'all got to do some shit.
Right. See, that's the thing is Hickman, he was doing stuff that some of it I didn't even realize it's coming out. That's part of the problem. It's just, it's an email. You get a bunch of emails. You don't necessarily notice exactly when everything comes out. Some of the stuff Hickman was doing, it's more like preliminary stuff, but he just had a big announcement too. All of his Ram V wrote the religious stuff and yada, yada. I was skipping most of that, but since I'm a founding member, they just announced that we're getting delivered to us a hard book signed. So that's pretty cool. Like now I'll just read all that on the hard book and that'll actually be pretty dope.
I'm kind of jealous.
Now that it's all collected. So we'll see.
Where'd Dylan go?
I don't know. But there is some pretty cool stuff on Hickman's Substack. It's just I wasn't noticing it to be honest with you. Not going to say it's worth it yet, but I already told you, Tinyans made it worth it by just sending me stuff that I can sell and it's paying for it, man.
Yeah, that's really cool. I've never met Hickman, but I did wind up getting this, and it's an exclusive hardcover, the first volume of Manhattan Projects.
Oh, nice.
And it was in somebody's collection we bought. Apparently named Tony. Because it's signed by Hickman to Tony.
That's awesome.
By Hickman. But man, I wish we could get more of this. Like, fuck your Substack. Where's Manhattan Projects?
I told you, he mentioned they're not releasing it until all 13 issues of this volume are done. But dude's working on it, and he made it sound like
Manhattan Projects?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the one. Remember, I texted you one day, and I was like, dude, Hickman just said in an interview that I think Manhattan Projects is the one that they've done 2 volumes of, right?
No, you're talking about Black Monday Murders.
You're right. That is what I'm thinking of. You're right. But at least that's one that was left unfinished that will be coming out sometime.
Yeah.
Once it's all finished up. I kind of like their method with it too, since it's clearly takes a while. They're just finishing.
Peace out, Billy.
Manhattan Projects did wrap up, but it left everybody's story dangling and separate. And then they picked up on one aspect of it in a miniseries, and the idea is there's supposed to be miniseries to complete it. And we just haven't gotten it.
Nice.
But it's something we've become accustomed to with them.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Oh, I forgot though. I also did get this Cobra Kai shirt last week. So, I've been on my Cobra Kai kick.
It's a dope shirt, man.
Hell yeah.
And my shirt is a new one. It says October 31st is for tourists.
I thought it was newer.
That's funny.
Sick. I love the font on that October 31st.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
I wasn't just wearing a Halloween shirt. Like it's just a bit.
That's funny.
So
I think so. Yeah. It does at the bottom. It says I live it all year. And it says I live it all year. I'm like, it doesn't need that. Just October 31st is for tourists is good enough for me.
Black that out.
Yeah, I should. Just put some electrical tape on the bottom right there.
Before we get out of here, I saw this on Letterboxd, and I'm wondering if this was a legit cover for the new Hulu Hellraiser.
See, I've seen that, but I haven't seen it actually reported by any.
Yeah, that's news.
It's the same thing with an Evil Dead Rise poster.
Yep,
where
that was the other one I was going to show off.
Yeah, you see the building or whatever. Yeah.
Which
that's even a different one than the one I saw. So those are bogus, man.
See, what's this going to be? What's Evil Dead Rise?
That's the new Evil Dead movie.
And it's saying it's not even going to be like No Cabin in the Woods or something, which that's throwing me off.
Produced by Bruce Campbell, but it doesn't star him as Ash. It's a whole new story, but set in that world, he says.
I didn't know if that was the first look of that Jamie chick as Pinhead, so I was, looking.
Yeah, I don't think those are real because I haven't seen them on any of the sites. Just on social. Yeah, if you just see it on social, it's not real.
Yeah.
Look at a legitimate site, like an entertainment site or something, and check it out.
You got anything coming up this week on the channel that you want to talk about before we get out of here, brother?
No Rock and Robbie live tomorrow night, but we are doing PCP movie night on Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. Blade Runner. Very excited about that one. It's one of my favorite movies. So we got a full loaded show for that one. So it's going to be a good time. Good time. Is that one that you wanted to be on, Berno, right?
You said you had to check and see if you were filled up or not. I don't know.
I don't know. I have to double check.
No, I mean it's all good. I've watched it recently, but yeah, let me know.
What is it?
Anyway, Monday night, Blade Runner on PCP movie night. So
I'm pissed. I missed Small Soldiers, dude.
It's all right. Plus, we had Jay Willie on that one, who was his first time doing a live stream, and he did very well. And everybody gave that movie very high ratings. Jelani gave it a fucking 5.
Did he really? I watched the episode, but I haven't got to the rating yet.
I think Jelani and Jay Willie gave it a 5.
Damn,
they were really high. They were really high on that one.
Dude, especially
they were really high.
Maybe Manny gave it a 5.
I
don't know. Somebody.
Oh, Manny was on there. Damn.
Yeah, man, you missed it, bro.
I know, bro. I know. I was bummed. But yeah. Vern, my brother, you got anything popping this week on the channel?
I haven't even got my shit together, dude. This is the first time I have not recorded a podcast in like 2 years. I haven't. So no, I just put out a top 10 comics coming up next week, I do plan on doing that every week, by the way. So I don't know the day those will be coming out, but I'm gonna do a top 10 most anticipated, and then I've been doing like single issue breakdowns recently. But as far as a podcast this week, I do not know. Usually I would have them out tomorrow morning, and it's 9:35. It hasn't happened yet, so you might not be seeing one this week. But go check out the channel. There's stuff popping up over there.
You deserve a week off. Yeah, come on.
Thank you.
Everyone does, man.
Especially Postmaster Verno.
Yeah, it's been wild.
Right. I know you've had a little shift change in your free time, you know.
Yeah, more than a shift. I didn't work for 6 months, and it was dope. I gotta recommend everybody do that if you can. If you can swing it, do it, because it was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I know, man. Like we had because I don't know how we had like a storm. But my girl got like a kidney infection, so then she was out of work for like a week, and then basically with the snowstorm she couldn't go to work, so she was like, I'm like sick of staying in the house, and I'm like, dude, like you should live it up because it ain't gonna be. I was like, once you get back in rotation, it's like you're stuck in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
man.
Take the break when you can get it. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
You know, she was like miserable with the kidney infection. I was like, this time I'm like, you're able to just kind of relax, so enjoy it. You know,
read some comics,
like,
watch some movies, eat some good food, man. Shit.
Exactly. Well, we did
enjoy your life, treat yourself.
We couldn't even like get out you could get the car out of the driveway, and the second the car got like you put it in drive to like try and go down the street, you get stuck, you know. So she's like, I need cigarettes and shit. I'm just like, see if you can get them like Uber dear or something, because I don't smoke, so like that shit don't faze me. But she needs that shit, I guess. But I'm like, just take a hit of the pen, girl. Take a hit of the pen. But yeah, man. So Ready or Not next week be a hell of a time, man.
I'm gonna watch it as soon as we're done. Actually, that's the plan.
Yeah, dude.
I gotta watch.
Dude, I know, hasn't it, Albert? Yeah, Albert's like right in my area too. So it's.
Oh, you got hit too? Yeah, dude. It's been absolutely wild.
We just got a bunch of fucking rain and it got cold. God.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, and we got like snow.
I'm in Alabama, man. It barely snows here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, because Albert's like right in my neighborhood too, so he knows exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. But yeah, man. So Ready or Not next week. Thanks everyone for hanging out tonight. You guys are awesome. Albert, Jerem, my boy Fable, Billy. I know he bounced us, but give him a shout out. Anyways, that's my boy Manny. I know Two Gun was in here. Let's see. Anna, which is Verno's lady. I haven't seen Robbie's lady in a while. Kirby was up
She's got bad internet.
Oh, really? But yeah, man. Hold on 1 second. Robbie, take
something.
Take over. I got a call coming.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, thanks everybody for being here tonight. We really do appreciate it. See, let me go up here and see who we got here. How far can I go back? We have T-House now.
This is my first time. After we got done with the last stream, I was like, hey, how the fuck do you guys always see the comments?
Yeah,
I didn't know I had to press a button and see comments. So I finally been able to see comments live.
Nice. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Two Gun. Thank you, Twisted. Thank you, Verno, for being here. We appreciate it. Joram, Fable, of course, down here from the beginning. Thank you so much. Everybody check out Blame Fable tonight. That's tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Central Time. What's up? Wakizashi's Tea House, station from Japan. Hell yeah. He likes to just thank everybody in the chat. Manny, you guys make the show. Dylan's not here right now, so let's just say Dylan's been doing this for over a year now, consistently. Mm-hmm. So proud of my boy. Of my boy.
Me too. Got Albert Langford up in this bitch.
We got to get this motherfucker to 1K within this year, y'all. Yeah, we're less than 100 there. We got to do it. He's a slow grower. Come on, y'all.
He's a shower, not a grower.
You know it, man. But we got to do this, man. This is one of the. I'll be honest, man. This is one of my favorite shows to do, Verno.
Oh, for sure, dude.
I do a lot of my own shows. I love doing this one, man. I always get excited for Dylan's Horror Show.
Hell yeah. I mean, I've been here the last 4 weeks in a row, and it's just like it's so fun to do. It's so easy and laid back. Hell yeah! No, this is like one of my favorite things to do.
And we're watching good movies. We're having good conversation. It's about horror, man. You know, it's about horror, man. Get Dylan to 1K, everybody. Let's make that a thing.
Get Dylan. Hashtag get Dylan to 1K.
Hell yeah!
But it's finally almost.
I'm gonna get that intro going. I love y'all, man.
All right, peace out, everybody.
Boom.